Alright, we already started this live stream. Let's see how many people would join. Let's see. We are good. A lot of potential stuff to do in order for the live stream to work properly. So this is done, and this is the last one, and here we go. All right, I'm really excited for today. Let's see what we will face out. Hopefully my internet starts to be okay and it doesn't drop for some reason, but hopefully that will be the case. Okay, so what we did yesterday, let me just open Tmux. I think Tmux should be fine. This one is not. This is what we did yesterday though. We need to continue on the same part. Oh man, I don't remember where we are, but I remember that we did some component and we tried actually some function for the actually getting some users, but that didn't work for us. So maybe we will create a form to create some users. That would be actually good. Yeah. Oh, Franco, how are you, mate? Good to see you. You are the first one to comment, actually. Actually, from my stats, you are the first one to join, which is really cool. Let me see. Cool. How many people will be here already? Today we are trying to kind of like see if we can get to 8,000 followers though. User said, bro, that folder structure, probably it's bad. I know. Though I have a problem with this. I remember that I need to copy this and paste it here in hooks, because honestly I don't need this one to be here, so I will just delete it and I will rename this. I will name it like this, use mobile, just to be on the correct use is mobile, I call it. All right, why not to name this also use mobile or use is mobile? That's probably a better name for it. Let me just go here and actually name it that, and therefore we are clear, right? This is a hook to know if we are using mobile or not, therefore that's good. All right, let's see how many users already joined. A lot of you guys already trashed my session yesterday for that for what we did, but we did a lot actually. Prisma works now. Let me see. Probably it's not working because some of the brew stuff needs to be there. So I will just show you what I'm trying now to do. Brew services list. I'm trying just to see if we have PostgreSQL there. Yeah, it works. Probably PSQL -u-d white noise. It works. So now we can do just Q, and that will create out that. Maybe I'll put this below. We don't need it honestly, but yeah, doesn't hurt to have it there. Yeah, user, thanks for the recommendation though. Well, yeah, if you are here for the first time, please consider liking and following, because that's awesome. You guys help a lot with being here and suggesting what to do and so on and so forth. Yeah. All right. So for me, what to do today is just to test some of the 10-stack query parts. I know that my app is not really that good. Yeah. So in the main.tsx, I'm calling this route provider and query client provider for 10-stack, but it's not working as intended for some reason. When I get some users, it doesn't let me do that. So I was thinking what is the part that we might do right now to make things easier is maybe to get rid completely of Firebase in the app, right? Then therefore we don't need it at all. Yeah, I'm doing React.js kind of. Yeah. What editor do I use? I'm using NeoVim as an editor plus an IDE at the same time. You can find it out on my GitHub. I will show that probably soon, right? But before we start, I wanted today kind of like to talk about hooks for some reason. Kind of like show all the hooks that I work with at work, and to kind of like also explain it to the viewers, because I see that the viewers actually don't have a good grasp of hooks. And by the way, to answer your question, is it personal project or open source? Actually, this is a personal project, and yeah, you will find it also on my GitHub, so I can actually show you guys that GitHub. I will always have to do this every time because for our new users, and I don't want really to to ignore you guys or just seem like bad. I will always do this, and if you have any problem or any question, please DM me, because I will answer all my DMs. I have no problem answering questions. So we do actually live stream every day, and we are building this white noise app, which is actually a personal project and also an app that I started not so long ago. If I show you the app right now and how it looks, it's pretty bad, but it has this timer that I added. It has like this start and reset buttons here. It has these white noises that I also added. I showed you a couple of them. If I just make this white noise a bit smaller and then I can play it, you can hear now in the background there is like a coffee noise, and that's it. I mean, now I'm doing like a Prisma client part of it, and I'm actually working on the database. So that's why I mentioned the server part or the services part, because we run now like a small Express backend with this Prisma schema, and this Prisma schema basically said that I will create to-dos for now for each user, just to know that he's actually having some to-dos while listening to like this white noises and stuff. And honestly, why a to-do? Because honestly, I'm not really familiar with Prisma. Lately, I've been working as only a front-end developer for long. So why not actually to just do it and get back to it step by step. CBGKSS, what a username, said best tip for beginners in coding. Yeah, I think the best tip for us here is just to be consistent, and that's what I always say. Build projects like what I'm doing right now. Just start from zero. Don't use a lot of stuff that are ready for you to use. Like for example, if you go Next.js, you will have the app router there. You have the backend installed correctly with an API function ready for you to use. You'll have everything actually there. So what I actually suggest in this point is just to be reasonable. It's just to say, hey, okay, if I use Cursor to get from the AI some stuff, let me then actually read them and understand them. And that's the best way actually to go through and be better at coding, understanding what you're typing, right? Yeah, that UI is bad, I know. It's just for now. The UI part, actually, we still didn't do it. What we are doing is just setting up a README file. This is the list of the things that we actually going to do. Yeah, I think the last thing is to care about the UI. So for me here, I will just paste this and create like something awesome, like change the UI, as simple as that. Yeah, we have ChatCN installed on the app already, so it might be that we will use that. Yeah, we will continue with that. Yeah. Are you recording for the main part? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but sometimes on my profile, I just like chunk some of the things that I do live stream and show them as a tutorial basically. Yeah, this is the app basically. I didn't finish it yet, but stupidly enough, we have like, for example, Formic installed in some of the routes. Like here, for example, I prepared simple form. I prepared learn about page, a home page, and the home page contains like a timer, like these white noises and some input that I'm gonna work on later on. So I prepared like everything like very fast, kind of through the days with the chat. And we are not caring about how it looks for now. As I said, that would be a UI part later on, right? Are you German? Vincent asked a good question. I am based in Germany. Actually, I am in Munich, but I'm originally from Tunisia, so I'm originally Arab. All right. Let me read back the comments up. I see. Can you please make a video how to upload the app in Play Store after code? I mean, if we are going actually to take this maybe to React Native later or something, maybe I will show you that. But I think the first part will be to deploy it. And I'm thinking about using GitHub Actions plus PM2. I have a VPS somewhere, so I might use my VPS and do that. What's top about Firebase? Only if you wouldn't want to host it yourself. I mean, the problem with Firebase that I faced in Germany, I don't know if it's everywhere or not, but I tried to actually use their DB and they told me to upgrade and pay for it, even though that I used their like sign-in functionality and stuff. So I was like, you know what, this is a no-no. I will just make sure you have to use something like in-house, like PostgreSQL. And if I show you here, for example, yeah, let me go on top, and I will stop the app for a second. And then if you see here, brew services list, and then you will find out that I have PostgreSQL 14 started with PSQL. That's how I actually connect to my database with -d, and we mean database. Who am I is actually my username, so I'm hiding it kind of, but my username actually is just Rod. So so if I just delete this part, and Rod is like my nickname in games. Oh, I did a mistake, so I should actually not use it as that. Yeah, it's just Rod. It's my nickname like for video games and stuff. I just use it. Can you explain the file structure or best way to structure files in React? Actually, here you might be coming to the wrong guy, because honestly, we didn't set up everything correctly. But let me actually close this server. Okay, we can start step by step, but only if you are interested, guys. Are you interested in seeing like everybody view? Like, are you interested in seeing like the directories and the folder structure? I mean, it looks bad, but let me start then. Okay, so let's start with React. Okay, I will close everything for you to see. Right, so API, and why is that? API just for me to store every model for me that I am gonna use with TanStack later. And let me just do it like this so you can see. For example, create user async. This is a function that I'm gonna use in TanStack later on that awaits a response. Probably I need to put here as well, like an empty array to be safe. And that's where I put APIs. Actually, we did this yesterday, and it's not that important though. For the white noises that you saw in the app itself, is actually all in this downloadable folder. And this downloadable folder is coming from a public folder where I use PyScript or Python basically to actually download it from the internet. So this is, I put it in public. I don't know why. I felt like it's extreme maybe, and I might actually want to just load some of the stuff whenever I load the app, right? The next big thing is actually some hooks, and these hooks are always inside components. You know, in React, components are really a big thing, like a big word. You have like to fetch, to use, for example, some hooks like that you're gonna fetch with, the bounce with, or do anything like with that kind of usability that you're gonna recall a lot of times, or you're gonna use them as a what we call HOC, higher order components. So this, in this case, actually I use as use to bounce or use fetch, and use isMobile, which is kind of like a React hook for just knowing if someone is on mobile or not. Then though, I have the reusable components, which are simple as footer, as you see here. I'm using Tailwind, by the way. And I have kind of also a Google sign-in button. This Google sign-in button is a bit tricky. That's why I have like console log in it. It's outside of my router. So basically, if you are routed correctly to the home page, you should see only one button. And this is what you will see. and that's in my layout. So here in my layout, I call the header and the footer, and here I call the children. Whatever is inside this layout is just React node, basically, right? All right. The questions though. I think asset should not be within source. Public, I think, is rather for shared sources generally, you know. Yeah, David, I think with Vite it is different. With Vite, because we are using Vite or Vite, and Vite actually reads them, read everything inside source. So basically, my case here, I didn't do this part. Actually, Vite did it for me, and he threw like the assets inside there. For some reason, the asset folder came like inside sources, but the public folder came empty, came with just this Vite SFG, which I'm not actually using at this point. So I was like, yeah, whatever, leave it like that. Yeah. So here the YouTube embedded, this is like a simple iframe part where I am going to feed like a YouTube ID to an iframe, and it will load just a video. And that's what you see if I just share with you the app here. It's a reusable component, this one here, right? Actually, what you cannot see also is there's a button at the very bottom of it, like here somewhere, like I cannot see it with my finger going away. So there, if I don't click on the video, actually I click on that button, it will read that, and then if I pause, it will pause it back. So I'm trying actually to hide this iframe later on. I just put it there to hide it at some point. So if you don't like my white noise here, kind of if you don't like these white noises, then therefore you will be able to store like a YouTube video somewhere in our database and say, hey, use this white noise that I like from YouTube. It can be even a song or something like that. And by the way, right here in this iframe, I'm not using any audio player or anything like that. I'm using the use memo here to kind of like with a timer ref. So basically when you start the video, the iframe cannot speak to me on which second, because YouTube API doesn't speak to you back telling you, hey, you stopped at this second, basically. So what I'm doing is just a smart function, is that it starts a timer, and when you click pause, it stops the timer. Therefore, it knows that you are on 30 seconds or 2 minutes or something like that, right? Yeah, I think, David, thank you for saying that. Maybe I'll put it in our readme file, because in the readme file we're doing the to-do list for this app, basically what to change and what not. I would put it there just to make sure that this asset folder can be moved up somewhere else, right? And therefore we will get it done correctly. And thank you for the recommendation though. For UI, these are ChatC and UI parts. I have the input part, which I changed something in it. I don't forget, I didn't actually remember, but I think it's just classes. And you know, ChatCN comes always with default New Yorker classes or something like a black to white classes for text and stuff, which I really liked. This is though is yeah, this is where you are actually going to put the input, and therefore it will use that YouTube embedded part. Yeah, you see at the end there. This is also stupid. I don't know why I did this. We will change it with Formic, because if you check our routes here and our contact page, you will find out that we are actually doing Formic. And by the way, on the line 16 on top, some guy said, hey, basically ditch Formic, please go for basically using React hook forms. And I agree 100% actually. So what I'm thinking about over here is just what is better. So we read an article in here in this live stream, and actually as we are live in streaming every day, you are able to actually share with me kind of like links for articles, something like that, where I can read and I can actually learn from and maybe integrate some of the good stuff. Yeah, I see now some of the people that are usually here, like Above and Beyond, welcome to the chat. And some guys actually just joined asking what are you programming. I was showing them like a white noise app. I would just finish with the directories and explaining to them what I did. And so you understand, this app is actually very simple right now, but the thing is that it contains all of like cutting edge stuff. So all the packages that we have in this app are basically the latest, unless it's Formic and Zod. And I had to actually use something called Zod Formic adapter, which I really hated so much. It's on the first line on this page behind me, which actually lets me do controllers for Zod. But what I actually recommend here is not to use it. because it's kind of weird, and I really don't like it. We will definitely go to React hook forms and therefore ditch this adapter and delete it. All right, cool. What else? Let me see what I'm doing. Here for this route, I actually jumped this UI part. We have an auth context, for example. This is a context. We don't use any state manager yet. Therefore, right now I'm actually doing a auth context here that that throws back Firebase provider as a like a div that encapsulates the whole app, and then says, hey, if this guy is connected, therefore the current user will be defined, something like that. Yeah, I like the comments though. What are you programming? I hope that I answered that. Is that custom field component? Can you show the structure? What is the custom field part? Is it the contact page that I just showed you, or maybe I forgot what I was hovering over? I was hovering over this one, right? So this is kind of like the form that I was showing you guys. Yeah. If this is what you were asking for, just elaborate with asking another question so I can explain it to you more. All right, cool. Nice that you said yes. All right, so this form, let me just explain it to you in more details. So for this, as I said, we are using actually Formic for validation schema. And by the way, for Formic, you need to build schemas, and that's what I have here, right? My schema is just a contact form, right? It contains an object of a contact form. These are the rules that I have, minimum 1 letter, and this is the message that should be there whenever that input gets touched, basically, right? One more thing about Formic, it needs to also upload or get all these stuff from Formic to be able to actually build the form correctly. Therefore, here you see this layout. Actually, this layout is my layout, so basically nothing to have to do with Formic. The only thing that has to do with Formic is this one, which replaces the form. So here we are replacing the form and trying to actually use Formic for that, or the Formic hook for it. Either use Formic or use Formic directly as a component here, as a JSX basically. And don't forget to return it though. By the way, this part here is because of React Router, not React Router, actually 10-stack router. And therefore here, all my uploads that are local are here, and all my uploads that are from packages here. This is kind of like a way that I do my stuff. You initiate the values here, but how do you know that this is what you actually performed or did in the schema? You just upload that, you say to Formic validation and get me that contact schema. And if you check here, you will find out that your schema is coming from there. Though there is one more thing, is your schema type. You just get your schema again and infer it with Zod. Very simple thing to do actually. You don't need to work on it at all. You just infer it. And where do you use that type? You use it here in Formic helpers basically, or you use it here in values. What is this Formic helpers? This is just a Formic state that I just want to know that whenever someone actually sends something, then set submitting is sets to false, said then that you already finished submitting, right? Otherwise, I will use the API here. That's why I put set timeout here just for the fun of it now. But later on it will be changed for sure. Okay, so next is this label field error message. This is kind of like something that you just follow up, right? And by the way, the field is not a custom component, it's a component from Zod, right? Or from Formic, sorry about that. So I didn't create it. It was just used from Formic directly, right? And for example, if you want to use something like an text area, you just do this. You call the field same, but you say ID message name placeholder, and then as a text area. And you can now imagine as what else you can do a text area, whatever you want to as it as. So in this case, it's up to you, Corey. So I hope that answered your question though. Cool. So who got experience with KPHP? I don't have that actually. Did you study math on your degree? No, I studied actually mathematical modeling a bit, maybe the first half of my degree, but then I moved on to something better, which is basically programming and templates and something like that. And I didn't learn web development in school or something, or university or whatever. I learned actually like more of the stuff that you should learn, like algorithmics, data structure, stuff like that. And then I moved forward to learn everything by my own, and I liked React. I kind of like reversed engineered where I was living at that time. The React was getting too much popular, so much popular, to the point that I was like, okay, you know what? I like it here. If I just take a React job, I would just get paid shitload of money. And it happens like that. It happened like that, but then I hated it because JavaScript became like the whole world for me. I cannot touch any other language right now. It's just JavaScript for me. Yeah, both backend and frontend though. Okay, so David is asking a question. He said I decided to move server into an own project. Reason being is it's very distinct own language, etc. True. Yeah, in our case, yeah, I think I agree with you here. In my case, it's just Express. Here it's like very funny. My server is just that. So my server is just that, honestly. It uses Course, it uses URL encoded, JSON, Morgan Dev for stuff. And my server is just simple because everything for the database is here. And I have like a database function that I don't like to show, but it's this. It's just like a query and disconnect function that queries and disconnects from the database. And I have some routes. So these are my routes that I'm doing right now. I did routes post create, maybe routes post. We will do something like get user or something, user.get maybe. This is bad to say get, but user dot, maybe here it will be distinct ID or something. Yeah. But for this case, I don't know even if it gets written like that or not. Yeah, it gets written like that because I'm actually not used to the backend that much, right? Are you using Next.js? No, I'm just actually using React, purely React here. So create user, maybe I will create another one, just get user. And this function needs to be in this file. How can I go to file? Go file should be doing, right? Or go definition, yeah. All right, so we have the export of create user. Maybe it would be very beautiful to use AI in this one, actually. You know what? I'll just do it here. I will just z-top this and I will do export const get user equal. Should it be a sync? I have no idea. No, shouldn't be. All right. Then in this case, it's just like a rec res kind of thingy, and then this would just only get request.params, I think. So basically, it can get the ID from rec.param. And yeah, that ID will just be the thing that we will query with. Okay, in this case I will like to do this backend Prisma per, and this is kind of, or you know what, let me just put the function name. Why should I here I will just create user just to distinguish what I'm doing, and this one is get user kind of. Yeah, for now I will replace Firebase because honestly I don't like it anymore. It's just complicated kind of. Yeah. All right, so query and disconnect is always a function that I'm gonna use. I created this function just to be asynchronously getting whatever I want and then just ditching Prisma connection. It's not healthy for sure, but in my case it is. I don't know, I feel like it can be correct as much as I don't have a lot of computations that needs the database to be there, but I don't know, might be that I will change this for sure. Is there kind of like find many? Find only, right? Fine, and I'm not sure now how, but should it be like I do, like this, data and ID equal to ID, just simply that. Yeah, and then I can just in my case here I can just return it like that. So it's just the same thing kind of, right? here just to create it and return it, and here just to kind of like yeah, but I don't like this. So it says that the default arcs Prisma Client options. Yeah, I will check this part because honestly I forgot about it. Yeah. Now I'm reading the questions again. Do you need math? I don't think you need math. You just need some logic that you will learn with time, honestly. Stack OTV said, Vim users scare me. Honestly, whenever I saw like a Vim user before, I always said the same thing. Yeah, but now I don't care anymore. It's just that you keep learning it until you get used at it. Nice. We have here some of the friends asking if I'm tired. Actually, not that much. I still need to work some stuff after this live stream, actually. Love a good curry function. Yeah, it's stupid function now for sure. But yeah, let me just actually check. I need to remember actually how to use Prisma to get some stuff, because I honestly forgot about that part completely. And I'm cooked basically if if I don't remember this kind of stuff, as you guys see and say in the chat all the time. All right, for my DB actually, to query and disconnect, that's a function that I created, and now I need to check my controllers. Actually, what I did right now, I think it's wrong. Why? Because I need to await, right? And that's something that that is needed. All right, so here probably I need to await, right? And I need to async this somewhere. Yeah. Is it actually async by default, right? Yeah, so this create user also should be async, right? Why I did this like that, I don't remember. So now we don't have errors there, and let me just do the same here. And also give this the correct one, request, and this one also the response part. All right, so now find is wrong. It says that it's just find first, right? Find unique maybe. Okay, so find unique takes like some stuff. Takes like a select option. All right, so I am doing something wrong. So here find unique or find first. That's what I can actually do. And instead of data, I will just do select maybe. And now I have no idea, right? String is not defined to be boolean or undefined. Okay, but this ID should be a string, right? No value exists on the scope of property ID. Either declare one or provide. Okay. Actually, I don't know how to select. Okay, find function, Prisma. So now I'm actually checking how does Prisma work because I honestly forgot this part. Yeah, so you have a query part, and then you can. All right, cool. User, and then count. No, that's not what I need. Come on, why it's super hard sometimes to read these docs. So now I'm actually looking through the docs here. I will show you. And I need to, oops, what is happening? Find. Actually, they have an AI, you see here. How can I find by ID with Prisma? Let's say Prisma.user model, like something like that. Let's see what it returns. And it's really fun that Prisma now has their own AI in the docs. Super cool. All right, so it says, yeah, it says that you need to find unique where ID equals something like that. So what I did here actually is wrong. I think I should have not used the select part. I should use the where part, which is what is correct actually. All right. Then that where what? Where ID equals something, right? Is it just having a problem with that, or I said that IDs come from there? Okay, I will just leave it like that. All right, there is some problem here that I'm facing. It says that it cannot. Okay, So maybe I can do this like here for the type or something, but it says no, it doesn't like that. Params dictionary, but required is not a string. Okay, whatever. I don't bother to do that in this case. All right, this error statement, we can actually do disable next line so we don't see any errors, right? All right, let me read your chats. Which editor is this? It's NeoVim. You are destruction and object there. You can define the type there. Yeah, I was thinking that I can, but I'm really not familiar with this express part. Yeah. Good work, but AI is gonna take your job in a few years. Thank you a lot. I don't know Prisma, but this has to be unique. Yeah, I think find unique or find first, both will work. But let's use find unique. You're correct there, David. I will just do it like that. Yeah. All right, cool. Then how can we actually go with this, like to kind of like get rid of the whole part of Firebase? Guys, do you have any idea about how to do that? Yeah. Prisma, by the way, is an ORM, is like object relational manager for your database. So what you do is just define the schema for it, as you see there, and this schema will be actually able to do everything for you. So yeah, do you have any questions about my schema? Maybe you can let me know, right? You ask me anything basically. Yeah, while I am actually checking the docs right now for Prisma to know how I actually can use the GWT with it. Yeah. What do you guys want to use in the backend for authentication? Can you guys let me know what do you want me to use? Yeah, it's like an entity framework, so that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I don't understand what you wrote there. All right, cool. Which editor is this? NeoVim. David is asking so much questions on the top. Yeah, find many. Find unique is the correct one. Math is not necessary for you to become a web developer. When will we be able to code the code to code apps? That's a good question that I don't understand. And need a CS degree only has math to see if you got the hustle in you. Kind of, yes. Kind of. Tommy is correct here. Vim user scary. Oh, guys. Line 18 typo? Really? Category, relationship. Where is the typo? What is the typo? Just let me know. Clerk is easy. All right. So you're thinking that I can use clerk on the back end as well? Because we need probably, yeah, we need clerk on the front end 100%. But can we just maybe create something ourselves? That will be really nice with React for connector, but I don't like it. All right. Doing God's work. Passport.js. Okay. Yeah, I think Passport.js, I used it like 2016, something like that. But honestly, in this case, we are just cooked that Firebase actually doesn't let us use its WT stuff in the backend though. All right. Okay. Let me check Passport.js connect. Actually, I think Passport.js will be the best thing to use now. What is React? It's kind of a framework, but not really. They say it's a library as well. Yeah. So, by the way, if you don't know what is GWT and stuff like that, it's kind of like a way to handshake your application with certain stuff. And what we need now is kind of like to connect this Passport.js part with our database. The thing is that we are using PostgreSQL in this part, so probably I remember using it with Mongoose, and I had actually to install bcrypt.js and so on. But in this case, we are gonna do it differently. All right. let me look for it. All right, I will just show you what is Passport.js, which is kind of like what you always see and you never know what it is until you open documentation. All right, so what we're gonna do here, username and password, sign in. It has everything actually, but the tricky part is that we probably don't want to do it with Google, or should we? Let's try this out. So you git clone the whole thing. No, I don't want to. Why is it this? Let me see documentation and maybe, yeah, concepts, authentications for it, middleware part. Yeah, so the app should do a login and password like this, and it authenticates locally. Unless then it will redirect you to the slash, which is our app in this case. Man, this is kinda, yeah, I mean, yeah, passport local, that's what you need to do, and then npm install passport open id connect, and then we will need to kind of like create this middleware part. But what I don't like is this is using another DB, so it's not ours. We will use Prisma for this. Yeah, this is a callback for basically getting back the user. Nice. I mean, to the point, but still a bit. I mean, I hope that I'm on the correct part, right? Yeah, correct. Let me check the npm package. Why it's like local strategy? Why they call it like that? So basically, it's a middleware still, and then you find one username. Okay, so every time you connect, you get the password and whatever, and then the done function to just return the user, and then with this you get the username to actually check it. If there's an error, you return the error. It seems cool, but I'm actually thinking about where is the part that does the whole thing, about the GWT part, or does it do it automatically? I'm not sure. Let me read the chat. Maybe guys you have an idea. Mimi asked, do you really understand automate and more? I don't know what is that. Maybe you can elaborate on it. I use custom SSL certificates, but if you make use of OAuth, you need to implement that. Correct. So for me, I will also use an SSL certificate later on to just make this not run locally. So for this part, that will be kind of like PM2 with cert, if you know it. Cert will create that HTTPS for us, so we don't really need to care much about course or whatever. All right, what do you think is the best programming language? For me, it's Python. Maybe it's really easier to do, and then we can move forward to say JavaScript, because you need always to be able to write web stuff, right? You didn't know GS had typed? Well, now you know. What is the best way to learn how to code in high school? Well, I'm really happy that you are asking this question while you are still in high school. It's really a good thing to be interested in coding while you are still young. But the thing to get into coding, I think there is a website called scrimba.io or something like that. I really like it when I learn on it, because it has like an editor on top of the video, which is really amazing. But if you move forward from there, go Coursera, maybe start small with reading stuff and move forward. I mean, I suggest that, and some of the other stuff, like, I don't know, building your own small projects and stuff. M series asks something. Can I ask a career project advice question? Yeah, you can, for sure. You can ask, but I don't see a follow-up question here. What is the website? The website is just a white noise app that we are now trying to build its own authentication from zero again. All right, so I will build it. I don't care about how Passport.js provides documentations. I think I'm the worst guy when it comes to reading docs. What I'm gonna do actually is very simple. You just like to start over the whole thing with kind of like like a way to develop step by step and see how it will work basically. All right, so let me just install it. Maybe that will be our first kind of part of this, and then work on the backend first, and then probably go forward to maybe change Firebase on the front end, because for now I don't care much about it. All right, cool. Then one more thing actually, then here for our email, I will add a password. Password should be string, right? And then therefore we need actually to oh, wait a second, string is like that written, yeah, correct. And then migrate this. Let's see how it works. Prisma, I forgot how to migrate this. npx prisma migrate, and then --dev name, something like that. I actually forgot. The thing is that with this stuff you will always forget them, because Prisma is really fairly complicated. Not --dev, and then, and by the way, I should do this in the server part. So you know what, I'll just go down and then cdwh and then the server. Does that work? Yeah, clear npx prisma. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Now hopefully it does the whole thing without any problems. It found like an npm issue that I don't really care about because we used npx anyway. And then npx prisma generate, and then let's move forward with that. So now we generated a new kind of schema with the possibility that for us it's gonna be every user will have a password now. Okay, this is kind of like what is called a migration. You will find ourselves here having a Prisma folder, and these are the migrations with their names. Basically, this is a new migration that we just did, and that's problem. No, not that. This is the migration. Yeah, we updated the user with the alteration of password that is text and not null. Basically, not null. Why? Because we didn't put like an interrogation mark in it. All right, cool. We don't spend too much on that. Is Prisma some JavaScript derivative like npm? Yeah, no, actually, Prisma is an ORM that helps you actually objectify your models for the database. So if you have a user model now, that model will be corrected, or will be actually called like this. You don't have to do any selections, even though that we use PostgreSQL. Here you see that in our routes, we did that function though, we need to create it there. We created it, yes, we created it in controllers. And as you see here, get user is just like this, right? By the way, this part needs to get user from the same route, right? All right, cool. Now that that's working though, let's try one thing though. Let's try to npm run dev just to see that we don't have any problem with Prisma. Actually, it exited with code 0. Name email any is not assignable to blah 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 without create user info. Where is that? I don't remember. All right, so this is name and email, and proper password is missing, and type name and email. All right, cool. Here it says, yeah, if you're creating a user, you need to pass a password. And this is smart actually. This is really cool. Is the password going to be one of the properties that I'm gonna use here? Did I actually use any? Why did I ask that though? Alright, so object literal may only show properties and password is existing or without. Alright, so it's checking our Prisma user, and this is bad, but later on for sure the password will be hashed, but right now I'm just gonna use it. All right, so what is the problem here? Let me see why I have this one here. Cool. So to create a user we need that and that. Let's try again. Yeah, cool. So no problems, just that it's not happy with the object literal that is for the password. and it says that the user create input, user unchecked create input, and user blah 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 without user creating. All right, so basically here we will leave it as is and then move forward later on to see what could be the issue there. All right, I'm gonna just do this again, npm run dev, to see if everything is okay. Yeah, everything is good. What is the website of learning coding? Screen something? No, we are just learning Prisma more, because honestly I forgot the whole thing, and I have another project that I need to work on. It has Prisma and I need actually to start with it maybe tomorrow. So yeah, they know I have a mental illness. What do you mean I'm serious? I want to build an app / site for people with OCD and BPD, but hesitant cause want companies buy safe. I don't know, that's actually a really cool thing to do, like to just start something that may help people, so you're finding the problem already to fix. That's really amazing. But yeah, I don't know here how it goes, and maybe you need like to find some organizations that need you to solve one of their problems. Like, yeah. All right, so let's see what to do next. What to do next is just to install stuff now. Now that we have that and we already like migrated the whole thing, maybe now it will be the part where we create our auth route, right? For the passport part, we need to install probably the a lot of stuff like passport GWT. This is what I'm reading right now, and JSON web token and bcrypt.js for some reason, right? All right, so let me just go here and I will stop the whole thing again. Let me just do this npm install. Should it be dev or not? I'm not sure, right? It's not gonna be dev. Passport, is it passport.js or just passport? Okay, passport GWT. Am I wrong or something? If I'm wrong, please let me know. I'm not sure. JSON web tokens, right? And what else? bcrypt.js, bcrypt.js or bcrypt.js. Am I misspelling anything? Blake and Jada said she or he left the React for next 3 and never looked back. Well, I probably will do that. I did passport. Okay, passport. Yeah, correct. Thank you for doing that and saving my life. Yeah, I forgot that I'm on Vim. All right, so passport GWT, JSON web token, and bcrypt.js. Okay, that's nice. Let's see if we have any problem with installing this. Should I do npm fund or npm audit fix? I don't like this, honestly, but let's not do it, right? Thank you, David. You are really killing it. Yeah, which companies use Next? A lot, but I don't really use it in my job. All right, so then that we already did the migration for that, we need kind of like to get the passport part and also get like some config for GWT strategies and stuff. But in this case, I'm not sure. How can we use passport directly though? In this case, in our app, before the .env, probably we need to import that, but I'm not sure where to use it. It should be there like an app.use of api.auth or something like that. That should be kind of cool, right? And probably we need like an auth route or something like that, right? Let me think. Should we do like an auth route first, or should we do maybe, oh man, yeah, we need also a GWT secret for us. Yeah, some guy give us a good GWT secret. Why not? Yeah, some guy in the chat will actually know our GWT stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like crazy for me to do this now. What? Yeah, I mean, I know that after I defined course, like after I did this part here in the server, where is it? So app.use, you see this one, API routes. Yeah, there should be actually one route before it that does the auth basically. You know what? Let's go here and do the first one, routes dot use maybe, right? Does that work, or should we do app.use for middleware? Should be probably app.use, right? So I will just delete this. Okay. No, return that, do this, and then go here and do here app.use. Man, should it be /API /auth, and here we need to pass something, but probably an auth route basically for now, but I don't know if this will be correct or not. Maybe it's wrong, right? I'm not sure about Express in this case. Which IDE? It's NeoVim, by the way. I don't use Python that much, so that's why. Yeah. All right, so for auth routes though, we need to create our route for auth. So maybe that should be first. Yeah, I think I missed out on something here. You know what? Let's go do it here. Right. So here will be routes.get or routes.what? Route.post register, as.post login. Should be post and everything, right? The stack is mern basically. Not mern, no. Maybe merp. It's like not no, it's pern. It's like PostgreSQL Express, React, and what is the end part? The end part usually Node, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I will use the route to be like this. Auth app.routes.post, and I'll do it like this. So in each case it will use like the API in front of it. So we have a register, right? And I will do a register function. Let's do something like that. And what is the second one? Login maybe. Okay, I will just call it, you know what, so user register, kind of like this. User register, and here user replace with L. What else should we do? What is express use case? I mean, the express use case is just for us to fire the server. I don't understand the question. Yeah, the parameters needs to be given as well, but for now we don't really need them because we are just setting the route, and therefore later we will do that. But actually you don't really need that. The controller will know exactly that you need. So for example, for check sanity here, the rec and res will be automatically read, so we don't really worry about that part. So what we're gonna do here is just to move through these, right? And create user now will be register, kind of. Yeah. So you know what, let me just go back. Let me take create. Where is create user? User create. I don't like that. I might just do this now. Okay, just for the sake of it, and then we will move back and see what we are going to do. All right, so for now and actually I'm using post, right? Yeah, register, login, and let's do /profile, and that will be it, right? The status part is just a sanity check for me, and I will do it like that, and I will even post like this. Okay, this is just a sanity check API, just for knowing that we are good to go, right? So here I will just get this user register and user login, and for the profile, what should we call it? What should we call it for the profile? You will say, and I will type it. How many packages you had installed for this? So many. Yeah, basic login, state manager, register login, fail, connect, etc. Connect. Okay, maybe we define enums for that. User logout, that's a good function. Actually, that's a good thing to do, but maybe we will do it later, okay? For now, the app should use this route. Let me see. Actually, the app should use. Okay, it uses it here, so it's compiled. It would be okay. So here, user login, user profile, get user info or something like that. Or maybe that's where I connect it. I'm not sure now. I'm like saying whatever for me right now. It's just it returns the request with the authentication, right? All right, we will call it authenticate. All right, user authenticate, but okay, so we have a register route now to be done. We have the login route to be done, and we have, you know what? This I will say as it is a protected file route, a protected profile, sorry. Just to know that we are protected when we call this. How many packages? Yeah, I love this. It's gonna so far out its original use. Lol. Oh god, thank you a lot. We are just creating a lot of stuff that we're using Firebase in the beginning. I don't know if you were here before or not, but we used to use Firebase and now we are just creating everything from zero, right? Yeah. All right, learn with Moby. Hey there. By the way, guys, please follow and like and share this live stream. I really appreciate it, because honestly, if you do that, we're going to reach out to the 8,000 followers soon. We have now 7,590. Maybe we can push to 200 more or whatever for today. And yeah, our goal is just to reach to 10,000 as soon as possible. And I'm going to stream every day, probably also to post out some new videos from here and there and everywhere, talking about React and stuff like that. So if you have an idea, please let me know. If you need also like some specific topic to talk about and stuff, that will be good for me also to help out with that. All right, so now that we actually have everything set up for now, at least, right? We need to import, we need to go actually to our oh, look at this mistake. So this I have actually replaced and then smart rename. It doesn't work, right? This should be routes, this should be routes, this should be routes, but it's just not finding these functions, and I will call this user authenticate for now. And now this one should be deleted, and what else should be deleted? Oh, okay, this doesn't exist though, for sure, but I can go to definition for this and create them. So let's create the first one, export, and now forgot the name for it. It's user register. Export const user register equal to anonymous function that my LSP doesn't want to do it. And should this be async? No, it shouldn't. Actually, it shouldn't. Should it be? No, it shouldn't, right? All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll copy, okay, I'll copy v inside that, and then go here, paste it the same, and then find that const. What should we get for user register? Email and password, right? All right, maybe name also, because we also need this name, maybe, or we let the user to later on set his name, right? I think it's fine to get the name though. Actually, you know what, copy this and paste it here and delete that. Why not? Okay, now we are going actually to do the same thing, but why not to do it actually via the try catch block, right? David is going to program himself. See you later, mate. In our case here, we will just create a try catch block. And what was there? Sorry, error. Yeah. So in here, we are going to do this like const existing user, maybe existing user equal Prisma. Okay, now we are falling into the problem of Prisma or not Prisma. You know what? I'm thinking about deleting that query and disconnect part. Yeah, you know what? We will not use it here to see the difference, right? So await Prisma find unique, right? Where it's like this, right? I'm not sure. Where email, is it like that? Yeah. Yeah, I did it there. Yeah, cool. Where email is like that, and then see if the existing user exists. Otherwise, we just return that, right? We say, hey, status of 400, you have that already. What you're making right now, we are just adding passport.js into my small app, and this passport.js will just do our connection to the database later on, and also connection to the app. Yeah. All right, so if existing user, basically if existing user, then res.status of 400 of JSON of message. This is kind of weird, but I call it message like that. Whatever, you can call it whatever, right? And then here user already exists, right? That's cool, right? Now we come to the funny part. Is actually the hashed password, right? Man. Const hashed password equal to await decrypt. I don't know if it's actually asynchronous or not. Is it asynchronous? And by the way, should we return here? Because it's a try catch, so it should be there. I don't know. Then in this case, I'll just like that, right? I don't know, man. If I'm doing actually something wrong, please, I would be happy for you to like correct me and stuff. And yeah, Basil said that's really nice. He's excited to watch. Thank you for that. Just please share and yeah, like the live stream as much as possible. As I said to the chat already, we are trying to kind of like go as much far as possible to reach out to the 7,000 or 900 or even 8,000 today. If that happens, I would be like the happiest. And by the way, yeah, we are now 1 hour into the stream. Everything is good and everybody's happy. Oh, actually, you are correct. I think Prisma user, Prisma, where is it? Sync, await, Prisma user. No, I'm here, right? Prisma user find unique. Oh my gosh, you saved my ass, man. You saved my ass. All right, so it said that this is not allowed, only inside async functions. So that saved us, right? Cool. Thank you. Who did this? Aladdin. Thank you for knowing that and mention it. Can I see where do you call the functions and page component or where? Oh man, you just started. Look at this. We are going to call them later on in our index page here, probably in the app, right? And our app here looks for the current user. Right now we are using Firebase, which I am going to get rid of because I don't really like. And why I don't really like? Because the chat here are actually preparing for me what to do next. And we have an application to-do list, and this is the app to-do list. So now we are we will set these right now. We also will have to change the UI, but probably we need to do this now. It's kind of like to copy this, paste it again, and say set passport.js, set passport.js, and here the one that we are going to do next is delete delete Firebase because I don't need it anymore. I don't like it, honestly, because I want to, my DB right now is working. Oops, what I did I jump somewhere? No. Okay. Why is yeah, cool. So actually right here, if I do services, I have PostgreSQL installed, which is really amazing because then I don't really need all of that. Right now I installed actually all of these, as you see, and I have migrated my database already with the correct schema. So no, it's not Next.js. This is React, pure React kind of, right? And I still don't call anything yet. And where do you define API routes? Sorry for asking, I'm new to. It's actually not Next.js, by the way. Yeah, so where do I call routes? So this source is the front-end app, okay? The server is inside this server, right? Okay, so now if I just go here, this is my models, right? And this is my email password stuff. And controllers are here, but the routes are here. So these are the new routes. Hope this helps. These two, we still didn't create them yet. One for profile, one for easy login, and I created like a protected profile route just to make sure that when we call it, we are protected. So basically to get the profile and connect the user. Does that make it good for you? I mean, yeah. Also, thanks for everybody who was liking the live stream. Please like it as much as you can. I really like that, and we will reach out to more people. Thanks. And also, if you are new here, please follow, because following reaches more people. And now we are already gaining another follower. Ah, yeah, for what router from Express? From Express here? Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, for the server, you can share with you. This is my server, very small, very neat. Yeah. And app.use API routes like that. Yeah. Very neat. Nice. I mean, yeah, we are doing this even though that I'm not using this too much in my day-to-day job, but I'd like to kind of do it this way, and we move forward with Passport.js and see what we can do about it. Cool. By the way, a lot of people ask me how can I support you and stuff like that. You have a lot of options. One of them is to basically subscribe, which is really nice. I still have like Twitch account also, and I have also a Kick account. So in Kick and Twitch, I'm not that much popular though, but it helps a lot also to have that possibility. And yeah, for us to kind of like reach out to other platforms, that would be nice. Yeah. For now, actually, TikTok is the base. TikTok is like where everybody is, right? And also we have a Discord channel where you can go to our Discord using my profile. So go to my profile, click the link, and you will go there automatically, right? Cool. Yeah, and for people on Kick, yeah, please share, and yeah, you also can follow there, because that helps. Like road to partnership, right? That's the kind of like goal for the whole thing. All right. Which framework is this? It's kind of like the MERN framework, but for now it's like Node Express for the backend, basically. Last question: where did you learn React? Watching tutorials? Yes, watching tutorials and front-end masters, and also having like a roadmap to follow on all the time and stuff like that, right? All right, so where are we now in the control part? We'll try to continue this. So this one will be bcrypt. I mean, does it work like that, or is it not written like that? Should be imported for sure, but this will be the password, and we'll do it like that. But something is wrong. Bcrypt import, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to import it, or something is wrong, or import bcrypt from bcrypt.js. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then hash password is used, correct. So the function is working, and also I need the passport part. What is it called? Passport from passport. That's it. What a name. And later on we need the passport GWT, right? Or what do we need exactly? Import GWT from passport GWT. That seems cool, right? Okay. I don't know where to use it yet, so for these functions, let's forget about them now and let's move forward with these and see how can we do that. Use bcrypt yes instead of bcrypt mate. All right, let me check. Actually, I have it installed bcrypt from bcrypt.js, but maybe it comes as something else. Next. I mean, the function can be called bcrypt. Yeah. So here we have a type of callback, and this is what is defined as bcrypt.js. So the word bcrypt is also falling back as bcrypt. Cool. So not a problem actually. Okay, cool. Let's start now with hashed password. I mean, we need like now a new user, right? prisma.user.create.tag name. Hashed password should be a hashed password now. Hashed password. And email should be just email, right? Is this wrong for some reason? Okay, it says that password is not, that's fine because now this is an LSP issue. Let me just restore the whole thing. Might be that my LSP is not reading the password correctly, but yeah, now it's reading it fine. Okay, so it just wasn't reading things correctly. What editor do you use? It's always the same questions, guys. I use NeoVim, so if you're not familiar with NeoVim, you can find out about it on my GitHub, basically. Yeah. All right, so data and all of that. Now we can return, right? Now we can return basically the successful message. But you know what? This is where it is about to create, and then here res.status. Should we return it, or because I returned the other one? Should it be like that and then 200 maybe? Because we gave up like the, what is the red and green? The red and green are my LSP basically on NeoVim. Yeah, and I'm honestly not a genius, so don't call me that. Yeah. All right, so here message should be what? I mean, I want you guys to define the message, so for me it's user registered successfully. Maybe you can tell me what to name there. All right, so now we are going to be like, yeah, catch an error res.status. In this case 500 maybe, and this should be .json message. What should be the error? Server error. Yeah. And maybe I will put like here, like the function user registering. That will be good because I need to also know where from where this is coming, right? I don't know, like that. Are you guys happy with this? Anybody saying no to this? Windows 10 or 11? I use 10 still. I hate 11 though. Hey there, hey everybody. Wow, we are now at 7,600 followers, and that's nice. I really like that. Thank you all. All right, so we did the register function, and that's gonna be the post route, kind of like the post function for the register. So here what we're gonna do, have controllers, and then there will be where is it actually in the route, and then here you go, the user registers will be there. Now we need the user login. This where we'll actually use passport.js. So export const user login, right? Async, and this one will be also, you know what, why I always do this, I'll just comment the same thing and just paste it here and call this user login, right? And go here and just do it like that. I mean, for now the user login always needs a password, and so here it needs always an email and password from rec dot, I don't know, direct dot buddy. Yeah, if I'm doing something wrong, guys, please let me know, because I honestly have no idea sometimes what I'm typing. Hey, Jifa is here, nice to meet you again. Yeah, literally coding at this point. All right, so 201 for, okay, cool, thank you a lot, Jenny, for that. So here is saying 201 for, oops, and then let's go z top for this, just for you guys to follow up, and it will be topped, right? Yeah, I actually put email and password from the rec.party, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I also want to kind of like use the same part here where I'm getting the user, right, and paste it. But what should I call that? Maybe just user. I don't want to confuse stuff, right? And also I need this into a try catch block. Oops, error. And then let me just go like this. Oops, like this. Yeah, this should be fine. Oops, did I copy something wrong? No. You hear my keyboard probably, like I'm typing super fast. But yeah, now that we find that user, if existing user, then we move on, right? If user and user dot what? Maybe there is something that I can do here, right? Or type ORM. Oh, okay, it's Prisma, yeah. And by the way, I'm a front-end developer, so whatever I'm doing right now is just new to me. So that's why I'm asking you a lot, guys, for your recommendation, because honestly, it's kind of new to me. Yeah, you're coding where? I see Windows command prompt shell, but not sure if it is. Actually, yeah, I'm using PowerShell because it's kind of cool, right? It helps me a lot. I installed a lot of stuff in it, but I'm actually on WSL in it, right? You see, I'm having like this app that I'm building. I installed npm passport.js and stuff like that, and also I am on Tmux, so you see that I'm moving these, and I'm coding with Tmux and Vim, and I have a configuration for that, so you can text me out that and I will just share with you. You can DM me for the config. Oh, Jifa said that she flopped an interview question regarding authentication because she forgot. So doing my homework now. Yeah, you can learn a lot from this, because honestly, for example, now I'm thinking about it, and I did if user, right? But what if the opposite? There may be here we return res.status of 500 saying, hey, what should we do? Like, hey, user not found, something like that. And honestly, I'm not familiar with the 400, 500 errors. 500 is not found, right? Or 500 is like a server error. 400 is not found. And then therefore this can be like message user not found, you dummy. That could be cool. And then what? Then we should find a match, right? Only 401. Never use 404. Only 401. Okay. Okay, cool. But for me, I used 401 on top. No, 201. Sorry for that. So for me, 400 will be always the opposite of what I'm trying to search about. So I learned it like this: 201 to be status good, or 200. And some guys told me in the chat that 201 will be better for authentication. So I agreed. I don't know. And 500 for server errors. Status here 400 is just because it's the opposite of what I'm doing. So I'm trying to find the user, but I couldn't find it. So it's the opposite. That's how I kind of think about it. But I know it's kind of like a dummy rule as well, right? Okay, so 200 user created user or token 200 for just okay. Okay, Moni, thanks a lot. PowerShell administrator where he's coding on? No, I'm coding on WSL on PowerShell. Basically, I call WSL command on PowerShell. Why? Because I have an Ubuntu WSL also terminal that uses like some other configuration, which I like, but sometimes it doesn't load my nerd fonts. So my fonts sometimes are broken, but I know that my PowerShell does get them correctly, kind of, yeah. All right, how could I do pass parameters to create a login? How could I do the pass for parameters to create a login? All right, so now we are going to do that. I think you need the payload to the kind of like passport.js part, but for me, thinking about it right now after doing all of this, if we find the user, we need also to find bcrypt password, right? We need to find the match. So basically what I'm thinking, if there is a user, man, this is kind of weird. Or maybe I want to use it like this, right? I will just, okay, that returned and everything is fine. And then I will just do another const is match, right? Because you need to match the password with the username, right? For instance, if you get an endpoint that accepts posts, so this is a bad request, which is 400 status. All right, Moni, probably can you maybe share where you are getting these ideas from? Because we can read an article about it. So if you have an article that is really good, that can explain to us everything that you were saying, that will be good. Okay, so you're talking about MDN stuff. All right, honestly, I didn't check that, but maybe after we finish all of this, I will go back and check that MDN part. All right, so I will take by your advice. We have here the README part, and I will add like okay, I will add like a task, which is check MDN status codes, because then I can do it. And by the way, these are all the README file to-do list that we did with the chat. So my app is a white noise app. Right now it will break because it's not running. The backend is broken. So we're trying to fix it. We added Formic, we added Zod. Let me show you the front end though. So this is the server and this is the front end. The front end is a bit sophisticated, honestly. We used to have like this auth context for Firebase, and honestly it's too much. I didn't like it. It makes you pay for certain stuff, and honestly I'm not that guy. I will never pay for anything. It's just that I will code it myself rather than doing that. So yeah, and how we are coding this and how we do it every day we code. We are here every day, honestly, from 8 p.m. to 10 or maybe to midnight. Right now it's actually exactly midnight in Germany, Munich exactly. And yeah, we are doing this and trying our best to code and learn. So I am a front-end developer. I consider myself, yeah, like a senior developer, because everybody's telling me that I'm good at it, but I think I should not define it myself. I do a lot of coding with React. I also have, my job is actually yes coding, but I do a lot of architectural decisions and stuff like that. So coding is a passion for me, kind of like it's on the side. And yeah. Yeah, so Mooney here, for example, consider himself full stack, but he's better at backend, honestly. That's really cool to know that you are honest with yourself. And for me, I am really better so much with the front end. Like this on top of my head, I created it without even looking at Google. And I'm like, okay, I know how to create contexts and auths and stuff very good. And I even configured feet like ESLint from zero. And I do that all the time, and people find it like it's a really weird thing, right? But for me, I do ESLint from zero. I check everything. I did like the rules correctly. So now, for example, if I go here and I do npx ESLint, for example, I don't know, it will check and returns all the errors and stuff in both apps. And it's kind of cool. And I know my problems. It's usually like something that I defined and I didn't do, or using the ESLint disable flag, which is cool. Like I define this stuff and I work on them day-to-day basis, and it's really awesome. But the thing is that that it's also good to know full stack, because I want also to finish this backend and Dockerize the whole thing, and we do it all together, right? Yeah, I do have a ESLint extension, but I installed it locally as a package, basically, because we have the 10 stack ESLint stuff. So if I show you here, for example, I have the ESLint configured again by me doing this, for example, adding some React hooks and also adding some plugins. So here you find out that we add the plugin for React query, and also actually if you go to our vite config, you will find out that we have some proxy stuff for the backend, and also we have this resolver for the source, which means that we created also this tsconfig stuff, and we defined our paths and stuff like that. In the front end it seems easy. For the backend it's not as easy though, because in the backend you cannot do that. Either you install tsconfig file, I did that though, and this tsconfig.file had this root dir base URL and paths and stuff, but it needed this model aliases part to work. And honestly, my package.json is a bit solid, because in my package.json I use always the same kind of approach. You can read it, guys, and you can understand it if you want. All right. And basically I created the whole thing without doing any frameworks. I start everything from scratch. Basically I do rimref or RMRF. I know that some people on the Windows, they don't have the end-to-end operator part. So I did rimref, and then I moved to npx.tsc. I built the whole thing, and then I'm actually, when I'm doing npm run serve, sorry. Yeah, and yeah, I forgot about this part. Usually our live stream stops when I do 1.5 hours. All right. So what I did there is that concurrently we'll run everything not from the TS files, by the way. It will run it from, guess where? From the dist folder, which is very fun because I honestly delete every time. So whatever you will see here inside the source folder or the server folder contains also another dist folder, which gets deleted and rewritten each time I write any line. So basically now I am writing these lines and for the route or for the controllers, look at this. So these are what actually my app is reading, right? So yeah, so I just always read the build. I don't read anything from the back, and I only read the build. Do you do any Python? Yes, I do sometimes, but not much, honestly. You doing many apps in the same project? Yeah, it's like a microservice way, but not really. It's just back and front end in the same folder. Yeah. Honestly, thank you guys for the questions. I mean, they are good, and they let the people and the users in the chat know what they are doing. You need to add dependencies in user effect if you use dependency array, otherwise remove the array. Not really. Where is that? Ah, okay. I get your point. Yeah. So if there is no dependency, no, actually no. I talked about this a lot in my explanation for user effect, and I always have to say it again and again and again. So what is user effect in a nutshell, kind of? I feel like every time I write with the mouse and I try to explain to you guys, it comes in handy, right? So yeah, so when you have a dependency array like this, or you have nothing, or you have a dependency array with values, there is a big difference. If you have it like this, means that the application will, the user effect will only be rendered once, and that's what I wanted for my auth provider, to be rendered only once. For me, if you have nothing there, therefore it will render on every state change, right? So there is no way that this equal this, right? It's not. Let me just do it like that so you know it's not. And then this is not twice, because this will only re-render when these changes, and also the first time the app runs. So this is first time app runs plus every state change, right? And don't forget also that you have the return function that is also in user effect, will run based on these as well. Also it will run on mount and unmount as well, right? So don't confuse stuff. I mean, it's different, but it's also unique ways to run the user effect. So here it will run once, which is the first time, and here the first time is equal that once basically. Here it will run the first time plus every state change. So you see, this is kind of like the difference. Yeah, this is first and every state change. Yeah, so I know my stuff. Yep. Anyway, the use effect only runs once if you have an immutable dependency array. Yeah, if you have also a dependency array that is empty, right? Yeah, I actually thought var is no longer in use. Where do you see var though? Yeah, you are correct. I mean, my ECMAScript needs to be upgraded in this case. Yeah. I'm quitting coding after I see that. Nice. By the way, this is my build. This is my build. So this is my build. This is not me doing this. Me, I don't do that. My build is like that. All right. So let's go back so you don't think that I'm actually... I was explaining the part where I did my package.json. I start usually at 10 p.m. by the way, Jifa. Yeah, I start at 10 p.m. 10:30, sometimes 11 p.m. and I stay here until 1 p.m. 1 a.m. actually. And I'm talking because some of the people in the chat are from the US, so this will seem like a little different for you. So if you are in the US or like let's say Texas or wherever, I start at 3 p.m. your time and I end it at 6 p.m. or something like that. Yeah. That's why you see var. Yeah. Don't worry too much. I just actually was explaining this part where I am reading my backend always from this nodemon dist folder, which is the distribution folder, which is the build kind of. All right, cool. Let's go back to controllers because we are staying too much here. So here we are going to bcrypt again. And is there a meta compare? Fuck yeah. So we have the password and the hashed password, I think. At this point, I don't know what I'm gonna compare, but I think the user password. Why? Because we need to know that the password that I got for that user is unique enough to be exactly the same. All right. Yeah, Muni, that's why you see that. Okay, they are not real. The code is not the real reality. Is not really your code in it. What do you mean that? I'm not. Ah, okay. So basically, here you are actually talking about that dist folder. All right, cool. Yeah, and this part, this match part, I mean, we check if the opposite probably, and we also can do this kind of thingy, but here should it be 400 if the password is not there, like invalid stuff, invalid credential, right? So if someone wrote the password wrongly, should it be 400? Wilson, thanks a lot, mate. Thanks everybody who's in the chat. Or actually, you are pushing me forward to do this even more. What is he working on? I'm working on kind of like a white noise app that I did with Firebase to connect. Now I don't like Firebase. It makes me to pay for stuff. So I decided to make my own GWT approach to create and login and register stuff. Yeah, people are watching from the Philippines. Oh, wow. Well, I'm really flattered by that. Isn't it 6 a.m. there or something? Wait a second. What is the time in the Philippines right now? What is the time in the Philippines? 7 a.m. Okay. Security reason. Well, I know this basically app will get hacked as much as it can when I actually launch it. I'm actually preparing like a way to launch it, but I was thinking actually to do like the normal approach with GitHub Actions plus PM2 for the VPS. I prepared the VPS for this, but I pay for it already and I still didn't use it. So let's do it like that. What time do you wake up in the morning for work though? I start work around 10 a.m. So I wake up exactly flat 9. So now I still have 9 hours to sleep, but I will sleep around 2 a.m. something like that, then wake up around 9 if my kid let me. Actually, he usually wakes up at 6 kind of. And tomorrow 100% I will work from home. I will go to an office probably Tuesday. Un is from Finland. Nice, Un. Who else is from anywhere? Please write in the chat where are you from. That would be really good, yeah, to know. There will be no job in the future. AI will take over. These cry me a river, mate. I mean, please don't kind of like discourage yourself with this kind of stuff, right? Because honestly, it's just, I don't know, it's just discouraging yourself. You're not discouraging me, you're not discouraging anybody else. You're saying to yourself, hey, don't learn because AI will replace me. And you will keep saying that for the next 10 years when we already moved on from the AI hype, and probably we will be coding on some like floaty devices, or we'll be flying with our computer somewhere. I have a 3-year-old alarm clock. So you have a kid as well. Nice. 7 a.m. you're up. I mean, my kid is also the same. Yeah. Moni is from Algeria watching. Nice. I'm also from Tunisia. I don't know if you guys know. From Tunisia, the North African country, actually next to Algeria. Algeria have been like one of our political supporters for like 100 years. They're probably bored out of us because they give us everything, basically gas, everything for free, and we're just using it as if we are just like a company for them. It's like they provide everything and we're just living there having no resources and trying to kind of like export engineers every day. What do you think about Prisma? It's an object-oriented DB. Yes, it's object-oriented, and we are using it as an ORM in our case here. Moni lives in France. Nice. I live in Munich, by the way, so you are close to me as well. So we are neighbors there and neighbors also in the Europe. So we've been neighbors, Algeria and Tunisia all along, and then we are neighbors again. Paris, basically Paris. If you are a developer, you are 100% in Paris. What are you doing? I'm just building this part of the app where I need to match and mismatch some invalid credentials, right? Even if AI can do that, it is better to have knowledge about this. Yes, I mean, I gave AI the possibility to control my mouse, and I told this to do like the PR, and it stayed like 5 hours to do that. So for sure, it is probably a problem. If a company chooses a free worker to replace 1,000 people and can work 24/7, they will choose that. I mean, it's a good point, but not to that extreme. Passport, yes, I need more. Content for you asked, what else do you need besides GWT and Bcrypt? I mean, for now, it doesn't seem like it's very hard to do, but I will need GWT now to, yeah, if there is a payload and, you know what, let's create that part. If there will be a mismatch, then we will send that and we will return the function completely. But unless if we're not returning and we're not doing anything, let's create our payload here. And payload should be what? Email, ID of user ID. I don't know in this case. And what else? Email username or something like that. Something like that. I don't know in this part, but we can GWT anything at this point. We don't need the password there, I think, because we already matched it. So we just need to parse the token now, and we parse it for how many hours usually. Can you guys tell me for how many hours we need to do this? All right, so now with the GWT we can sign. Actually, GWT.sign, maybe something like that. Or should it be like const token to the equal to GWT.sign, and then we pass that payload and we choose what kind of GWT token we have. All right, where can I get the GWT tokens? Because I honestly didn't do this for long. GWT token, that's what we can get from the environment variable, but I'm using JavaScript, basically. Express with JavaScript, TypeScript, whatever you can say. Actually, you brought me like an idea now. This should be as a string. And here we need also the expired at. Expired at probably 1 hour. How can I type that? 1H or 1 hour? 1HR or 1H? I'm not sure. All right, so where can I get the GWT token part? Is it on the website itself? Why not use an error holding middleware and just call next.error in the catch block? I mean, I have the routes already. 1H, okay, thank you guys. All right, the GWT token, I need one, right? So I need a token to generate a token, right? How can I generate one? It's in milliseconds, right? I'm not sure about this. If there is an expired at part, maybe. Yeah, Moni. All right, where can I get that? I'm not sure. Should I get it directly from? Ah, man. Yeah, inv, but where can I create one? In Java, it's milliseconds. Okay. Right, I will refresh this just to get to see if I can copy one. I will copy one, and basically I don't have too much environment variables to worry about. You can see my environment variables, guys. I have no problem. Everything is locally though. GWT token, and this should be this that I just copied right now. So yeah, I think all good, right? So that's it, right? If you create cookies in a millisecond, or with Cryptolib, should I do that? See you, bro. Thanks a lot for being here. Miss Joy is saying that she's trying to understand this, even though it's hard because she needs it for cybersecurity subject. Well, this might be actually very good for you because we are trying to learn stuff. Maybe it will come in handy, right? If you create cookies, then it will be in milliseconds. Okay. Honestly, it's new for me as well. So casting kind of defeats the point of TS, as my opinion anyway, and it's bypassing the typing system. Yeah, I'm bypassing it there because I know that it will create an error. Well, honestly, it's not the point where I'm actually going to kind of like have a lot of problems with this. As much as it is really good and stuff, I kind of don't like backend as much. My focus is just to create like a signature and then move on, right? All right. So, by the way, in the website of GWT, should I just copy something or create like a header for it or something like that? At this point, I don't know. Hello, everyone. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm trying actually to push to as much followers as we can. Let's see how many we gained. We gained a lot, actually, around 50 followers this live stream. So let's see if we can do more. So if you are here for the first time, please do me a favor and go there and follow. It helped me a lot. And tomorrow, let's see also where we reach out. The goal is 8,000 for sure, but the ultimate goal is before the end of this month to reach the 10,000, right? Okay, I won't take too much of your time. Let's go this and move on with it. So then for this login part, what should we return? Like the status of 201 or something? I will do 201 and JSON of GWT, and that's it. I mean, or token like this, like here you go, here's your token, and move on, right? Otherwise, we copy the same kind of error here, and we just specify from where it comes. All right, and I will go up. So this is from user login, and this needs to be like that. So server error, and that's 100% 500. But this status here, you might tell me what should it be like. Okay, how long it takes to create a simple game for mobile like this game from ads. Honestly, I don't know much, but for me to create a game with JavaScript, I don't know how much it will take me. It will take me a lot, because I would switch my whole focus to creating classes and enemies and stuff like that. Maybe this is a good topic actually to talk about. Like sometimes when you're playing, like let's say Dota or whatever, you have like a class of enemy, right? And this class of enemy has its own constructor, what we call, right? And this constructor has, for example, the ID in it and energy and health, right? And that's what is the health bar in it. So to create this class, you need also to create a character class in here, which is you basically, right? And when you say character, you have kind of like the same object here, so it's the same copy. And when you hit the enemy, basically you're hitting it with -10, let's say, on your first round, and that energy bar here will go -10, right? Or basically the health will go -10, and therefore it's like a sort of a socket that just goes up or forth and tack and tack, like this way plus, this way minus, and so on and so forth. And it's really long thing, so you can find out that character.revive, character.reset, character.hit, character. I don't know, heal, and you will find like this 1000 function. I saw codes. I saw actually the code for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It was like made in 2016 or something like that. I did an internship with Ubisoft at some point, and it was very I was on the web team for sure, but it was like that's why it's very hated, kind of like, and it has a dilemma right now, but it was kind of like 2100 stuff, and each building also had its own constructor. For some reason they couldn't do the same thing, and it was kind of like if you jump from here to here, the physics, like you have X, Y or stuff like that, and you need actually to land on certain point. If you are jumping and you're thinking that you will hit the wall, then therefore it will launch a function called slide or something like that. So it was really too much, and at that point I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, 201. Thanks Shaifen. You should res the user data. All right, maybe, but in this case I am actually resulting the GWT token. Why should I result the user data? Because then I'll result his hashed password as well. Yeah. Okay, or I can actually not do that, but whatever. Yeah, so this is fine. I want to just do that. For now I have a login user register and I have a user login, right? Let's create just one more function, and we call it a day, because this function now is just gonna be the profiler function, right? And this one I want it actually to be protected for some reason. So to know each time I have the GWT token back, to authenticate using that, right? So let me check. To authenticate, what did I call it actually? In the route I call it user authenticate. So user login is not working, or what? User register, user login. Is my LSP having a problem here? Let me check. Seems like, yeah, let me copy this. Oops, am I clicking the wrong button? The inside word, class overload, blah 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 blah. All right, whatever. Is this at least defined? Yes. So now I will create that const. Yeah, I will create the authenticate function. What about for case if you use user forgot password? Actually not yet. All right. Yeah, Miss Joy said you're my professor now. I will be glad to be. Yeah, I actually sometimes gather some people and we do like like a group of people to teach and learn from each other. So if you're interested, you can join us. You can DM me for that and I will send you the group link. Can you make a Fortnite aim assist script? I cannot help you there. What about for cases if you forgot password? Yeah, that one I will create it, no problem. All right, I will do that. I will do that just for you. All right, cool. But now let's do user authenticate. What did I call it? User authenticate equal. What should we do? I will copy the whole thing. No, I will copy from here. And then go line here, and then go P, and then go and then go P. It sounded so wrong. All right. I need the TWT probably token for this, but I'm not sure at this point. So this doesn't need like a try catch thingy. It just needs like a res.json of the user. You know what? I'm not sure actually what to do. All right, let me just think about it. So what if we delete all of this and then go here and say, oh man, I don't know what to say here in this case. Equal. Okay, let me just return what I just deleted for some reason. I am taking a lot of time. So this is async. It shouldn't be async, right? Because it's using passport. It should return passport.authenticate, user authenticate. Does it have that? No. Authenticate, right? And then you use GWT, and then you say, hey, I will pass now the callback. Or is it not like that, guys? I'm not sure. How can it be done? Session equal false or something like that. I remember this, but I'm not sure. But then where is our function to be there? So I will copy this again. V end of the line, duck, and then I will just pass an async function here. And this async function, man, should be like that. And here as dot status of 200 user. All right, guys are actually have no clue like me. I don't know, like for this, I know that I have a rec.res, and the res will have the request will have the user automatically. So I can just return this and do like user something like that, but I'm not sure, like return the user dot rec.body or whatever. I have no idea. Rec.user user is assigned but a value never used. Export this so it will be used. Is this correct? I'm not sure. I'm just writing out of bad memory. So the result of JSON of a user, and probably it should be 201 as, oh no, 200, or maybe what I used there, 201. So I will use here also. Yeah, 201. Okay. Okay, Demoli said don't return the user, it has the password, filter it down. Doesn't it this return just an authentication access because it used passport.authenticate? But in the top one, we just return the GWT part. Here, we return the token, and using that token, this will be rec.user, right? Okay, I will just filter it for the sake of it. User, how can I do that? User, or like this, user not password, something like that. That should work, right? In this case it should be any. Why should I care? what does the user have? Can I infer the type? Can I infer the type from Prisma? Ah, man. Okay. Does that work for you? Demonly, that's your name. Hack Israel and write free. Man, what a request. Return an anonymous object. You know what? This should be fine for user not to have password actually. So I return everything. I just will test it on. We'll test it very quickly. Like let's say, because filter doesn't work on objects. What I'm doing? What am I doing? Okay, in this case, this won't work. Actually. All right, let's leave it as is, and let's move on. All right, then that we did that. Yeah, object.enters and then filter. That might be true. Yeah, correct. I mean, you can write this by that, and then say, hey, object.entries, then filter, and then user. Let's not get user password, something like that. Like that, right? I think so. Create anonymous object and return user. Oh yeah, that might work as well. Yeah, to create like a user, returned user, and just use everything but filter the password part. That might be actually true. But Riza Day actually said about it that it's actually correct. Okay, cool. Then I won't use this one here. I will just delete this part. And I will also delete this part because these parts are, as our last comment there, he said bad code. And it's correct, it's bad code because I honestly had that just for testing, right? For testing purposes. Nice. Cool. What else? All right, for everybody who DM'd me or followed me or anything, I will just let you know later on and I will reply to all messages. So thank you for that. And also for followers, yeah, I'm actually streaming. Some guy asked me in the DMs, when are you streaming and so on. I stream every day. You will find me every day doing this. So if you want to learn some JavaScript or whatever, then I will be actually happy to do that. What is user and bank? That means I'm actually banking the user.password. Where did you see that? Maybe on top something? Did I do bank something? Bank user? Yeah, okay. So here I'm saying, hey, if there is no user, because I'm actually trying to find that user through Prisma. And if I cannot find that user, then therefore I will skip that part. I will just skip it completely and say, okay, I don't really need to match any password here and stuff, and I don't really need to create any tokens, right? Does that make sense? It does, right? Hopefully. All right, so now we finished with this part, which I'm really surprised that we did it and could create it without looking to ChatGPT. The thing is now, yeah, why not navigate if user? The navigation won't happen there, by the way. The navigation will happen later on the front end, so don't worry about that. So in this case, we have our route installed. We need probably something else, like a configuration for passport JS and stuff like that. This part, I don't know how to do it, honestly, but in order for us to use the passport JS, we need a configuration file for it, and I'm looking right now to find something. Yeah, we need to create kind of like authentication routes, which we did, and then we export the default router. Is the default router actually exported correctly? Where is it? Where is my default router? Actually, it's not here. Yeah, the router is in here. So as this is all ready now, can I just do this again and restart my LSP? Why it's crying? I'll delete this, I'll delete this, I will keep that. No overall matches found. What is this? So post, right? Why it's finding like this is user register, this is user login, right? What does that mean even? Routes.post and here.get. For some reason it's not finding that. Maybe because I don't need to do this, maybe. I don't know. Export. Let me just export routes. That's wrong. Okay, let me just do it here. At this point, I don't know why these are overloading. No overload matches this call, it says. That's an export, and that's an export, and that's an export, right? But the only difference is that that's a sync, that's a sync, and this is not a sync. Promise, blah blah blah, and the phase is not assignable to parameter of application record string any. What is this mess? I'm sure it does, but it should be a sync await somewhere, right? Might be that we need to use our function for disconnecting there, but might be that we just take this async and it will work as intended. Yeah, just let's see that. No. So the async is not a problem. Are you familiar with this error? How do you save database config.env? Rather, I'm beginning. You just do an .env file and then read everything that you put there from the process.env. Yeah. Process.env, and then you do dot is the name of the environment variable that you did there. Hey man, I've started using your nvim config. It's awesome, NGL. Thank you a lot, Azer. Thanks a lot for that. I mean, yeah, it's awesome. Thanks. And you can learn it and also look at my README file for that. So anybody who's interested in what I'm doing and my nvim config, go here. Let me show you. Go here, my friend, and go to my new Vim setup, and you will find everything. My Microsoft PowerShell, this one, the Lua part. And if you are not familiar with NeoVim, you will find all the stuff that I'm using to navigate. And also even you will find some advanced stuff like this norm stuff. Yeah, here Control-Shift-P also to paste on the terminal part. WS command, for example, if I am here and I want, for example, to surround this word, I will do WS inside word and then do this, right? So WS is just to start selecting what you want actually to surround, and S for surround, W for basically yanking what you want to surround. Inside word, then you see that I selected the whole inside word, and then wherever I will type now is the one that I will surround it with, kind of. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, I actually, yeah, you could have seen it. Okay, nice, very nice. Cool. I hope that you're learning, guys, from me, because honestly I am trying to kind of like do my best in this case. Ian me SQL I am SQL 00. He said maybe you need to return something. Might be. Let me see. I mean, all right, you might be true here, but I'm not sure if that is why it's doing that. Oh, wait a second, what is this new user about? All right, so I'm not actually getting anything here. I'm not using that new user part. I'm not sure what is happening honestly, but I might just run the whole thing just to see. npm run dev. If maybe we have a problem. Yeah, it says that could not find a declaration file from module passport. Where is that? In, oh, I need to npm install -dev, and this is for types/passport. And what else is there anything else? Yeah, for types as well, /gwt. And also, is there something here that I'm not? No, let's do this maybe. No, passport gwt, by the way. Maybe that will fix out the whole thing. Yeah, it might be. Okay, let's see. Oh no, it's again. There's an overload again, and that's with an unknown feature for some reason. Might be that I will do some any's just for this case. Let me just restart my LSP. Should be fine now, right? No. Okay, I'll take that returns back. Yeah, it says here does not exist on type of GWT. Alright, let me check. GWT from passport GWT. What about that part? You guys can help with anyway. I know that GWT can be from... Oh, okay. Maybe I did a mistake here. Should be GWT JSON Web Tokens, right? And also for that new user, I don't really need to do anything about it. Maybe I just need to ignore this part, so not to use anything here, kind of like I'll just do the await. Why should I actually store it into a new user, right? Am I right? What else? What's your WPM? Word per minute, you mean? I mean around 50. It's not that good actually. What res does status do? The result will be affected to a status, so when you see on your network tab, you will find always a status of 200, knowing which line is actually there. Yeah, what's your NeoVim? Yes, NeoVim. Will AI unemploy software developers? Not really. Don't think so. You don't have to worry, my friend. All right. Where else? I have a lot of messages that I need to reply to later on. But now, yeah, so if you are asking, because I get these questions a lot, if you are asking when are you going to stream again, what are you doing and stuff like that, I stream basically every day, and you can follow me here, and you can actually know that what we are doing right now is just a part of the whole thing of building our own apps and sending them to the web. So if you are really into JavaScript or into whatever we are doing here, please feel free to follow. That will be amazing. All right, so here I will fix that. Passport from Passport, right? Or from Passport GS from Passport. We have Prisma from DBNet, where I actually did the Prisma client. Bcrypt from bcrypt.js. That's correct. What else? Yeah, we have a const of router, not here though. The const of router is defaulted somewhere else. Here we don't export, but just the controllers. Let me check the router though. Yeah, the router, I cannot move through this one because I think that the word post is not being read correctly, maybe. I don't know. We know that everything will start with API. Okay, so this one is there, this one is there, and this one is there, so everything is cool. What is wrong with it then? Why does it read this? Let me just delete this and put it on top just to play to play a game with it. All right, I'll restart my LSP again. Very strange, right? No overload message. The last overload gave the following error: argument of type rec response promise and defined is not enabled to parameter of type blah blah blah. Okay. I might be actually in need now to fix this issue. Again, just let's check. So it's the same payload string part. Error, no overload matches this call. No overload, and for password as well. All right, and it's all coming from the same functions and controller basically. All right, so if these two have the problem now about the async stuff, because the Prisma used that's await part, we might want to return this then into another function. Oh man. Async request response. I don't see any problem honestly with this. The only problem is that type issue. Though this one, oh, okay, so it has this problem with the async part, right? Then does Prisma not need the await? Anybody in the chat, does Prisma needs the await or doesn't? Probably that's the issue because of the Prisma part. Here we have a try catch of that await part. I might take it off just to see how it works. It might be really funny to have this into a try catch call again. But this one was good though, because it returned a function that over. All right, let me do this. Oops, I exited actually. Let me go back. Service Prisma source controllers that that I deleted the async here as well, so property. Yeah, it still says that there is a problem with that Prisma client port. Didn't I actually migrate that? Okay, let's do it again. npx Prisma migrate dev. Yeah, I need to be in cd server though. npx Prisma migrate dash dash dev, right? Dash dash dev, or yeah, dash dash dev name, right? I'm not sure. Again, I need to check. Remove async. Yeah, but what is Prisma? Prisma is an ORM, by the way. Yeah. Bro, use Claude. I don't want to use AI, bro. Why should I use AI? Right now it's really confusing. For this part, I'm not sure why it does that. The async part here should work 100%. But you know what I'm thinking about right now is that I will use my own function called query disconnect. And this function will save my ass. Let me just do this. Alright, you know what? I might be smarter than that. Okay. Alright, you know what? I have a function. It's called query disconnect, something like that, const, or I can do it and you will see it how it works. It is query and disconnect. I did it and it is there. It might take an async function like this and it does the catch calls and stuff for me, right? And then each time it just disconnects from Prisma, which seems like a good thing for me now to use, right? It takes an async function, so I'll just do the async part here. And what else? That async part will be just whatever in there. Let me just do it like this. Yeah. And this will be my solution for this kind of, yeah, whatever I put here, I'll just put it here. And now it's working fine, right? It will be really funny though, because this is an async function and it takes, okay, then I'll remove the async here, you see? Then that will work. I hope that it does, but but for me now, it seems like the function that I didn't want to use is my solution for everything. So async, and here it returns another function what it does, it just takes anything that you pass to it and it moves it through basically. All right, and by the way, my Prisma, I will go down, mpx Prisma mpx, let me see, mpx Prisma migrate dev. Yeah, this is and this is what we would call user model, just like a new name to know that everything is nicely done. And then mpx Prisma generate. So please remember what I did: dev without dash dash dev, and then name, and then okay. So now if I save this, or if I restart my LSP, it should not have a problem with the password, so I will ignore that for now. Okay, so now that is being done, if I might go to route, I have no problem. Thank you. Expires in, I'm not sure about that actually. Expires in or expires at, we will know when we run the app, right? npm run dev, let's go. Please, 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 no. Password does not exist on type Prisma user client. It does. Why should it not? Let me see. So we have the schema here. It does have a password, right? Unless I am forgetting about something here. Okay, migrate dev might be, you know what? What is our migration call now? Okay, seems like our migration is not working perfectly. Can I delete migrations? I'm not sure. Okay, mpx Prisma migrate dev. I don't need the name. So that is the schema, already in sync, no schema changes or pretending, but maybe it's reading the schema badly, right? Prisma generate. So now I will just go to my migration, my latest migration, and it adds this password to my. All right, you know what? I will delete this and fuck it. I'll just mpx Prisma whatever. Now it's this works or not. mpx Prisma dev dash dash name user model, and it didn't work. mpx Prisma migrate dev, I forgot the word migrate, and it says that should it be understood to change it from expected schema to be actual schema category to do yeah. Enter the migration name, I will call it user model, and then migration is done, and then mpx Prisma generate. Let's generate our new database, and let's go. All right, so now let's look at migrations. Cool. It has that user password, all the things that I need. And this is untouchable, and then this controller should be untouchable as well. And the route. Okay, let's try. Now I still, my gosh, what is happening? Property password does not exist on type Prisma user client name email password string ID, but there is password. Okay, Prisma client options. It's saying that the user.password doesn't exist in there. Maybe I flipped them, something like that. Maybe you need to write them flipped for some reason, right? Is match, you start with password and then user password, right? Too painful to watch. I gotta go. You can debug. In this case, I'm sure there is something with this Prisma thingy that is not working correctly, so I will just do it again for the sake of it and see what is the errors. Okay, So it says that source wherever controller.ts doesn't have that, and I will just copy it or yank it and see what I can have in this case. Or maybe actually, because our rat doesn't have a passport.js. Okay, yeah, it might be that. Might be that we need also to configure like the passport part, right? Or the password is actually not directly accessible. It needs to be awaited by that bcrypt, right? Yeah, maybe we need also to ensure the password is included, kind of, where we put like a selection part. This is what I can find here when we are doing user, right? Where email that, and then we can ensure that it contains like the password. And this is what I copied from the internet, basically. Let me just take off that. Should the select be with it there, or yeah? Then all right. Property password does not exist on type. It's still kind of like not finding that Prisma part. Prisma. And there is the password actually. Maybe also. All right. Alright, I might ignore it now, just because we need actually to create some passport.js configuration, and maybe if we just move on from there it will work, right? Cool. So what could be the part where we configure this? Should it be like inside source that we do like a config and then we do passport.ts, right? Do anybody of you knows how to ensure that that gets configured? New to programming, so some guys are new to programming and asking some questions about this. Yeah, you can console log what you get from user. Yeah, but the thing is, I cannot debug that right now. The only thing is that I don't have any users created in the database, and I need to create them after I finish up with the whole thing, right? So yeah, kind of. Or maybe I can create a user via like Postman or something like that. But the thing is, oh, someone is from Indonesia. Nice. Is it Vim? Yeah, this is Neo Vim, by the way. Yeah, working on auth. I see. Yes, I am working on auth. And you guys, if you want to support, just please yeah, follow me and let me know what are your thoughts about what I'm building right now. Yeah. So probably we need also always to select that part when it comes to yeah. And by the way, some guy said something about expired at or expires in. And this is probably expires in. Yeah, that's correct. And this one here, payload of ID blah blah blah, property email does not exist. So it's the kind of thing, the same thing here. It says that the Prisma client cannot find that. Yeah, for some reason. All right, let me see. Maybe because we need to await here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, you're gonna hit me with a stone, I think. Alright, let me just see this. If I just ignore this part and go here and go up, should it be actually returning the same problem? Yeah, it returns, but not that big of a deal. it has another controller function that is wrong, so it doesn't find some string part. All right, let me just go back and open the controls and see where I use Prisma exactly. So I'm gonna use this and Prisma there, Prisma there, Prisma there, so not too many places. So all right, so the password part here, we can do the same for this one, where we get the user, if we get it, so, and then we ensure that that might work. Property password does not exist on type string unknown. That's what it's saying. Controllers error property wherever, and it's 2 overload, so basically 2 times it didn't find the password part, and saying that it's on line 79. Let me just do that. Go there. Oops, I don't have a line 79 for some reason. When I checked line 79, this is the line 79. Yeah, correct. So this password here didn't find it. Maybe I can just return user rec. What is it called? Like I rec.use or something like that. And then that's it, and we move forward. Man, nice. Oh man, it works now. it just didn't find that password because of the me doing that. Yeah, use cursor is easy. I don't want to use cursor, honestly. What's the stack? It's a MERN stack kind of without a MongoDB. It's a PostgreSQL. Try casting user login in your routes file. Yeah, I think that will work. You are correct, but the casting will take a lot, like of functions and a lot of arguments, so I don't want to really risk it. Any disadvantages? Yeah, Prisma for this sake. All right, so now that it is working at least like that, let me just go and find out what can I do for this. All right, for basically the passport.js part, I'm not sure how it actually gets configured, so I'm going to just do this out of my head, just thinking about it. In this case, guys, maybe you can help in this way, because now we need to use passport.js, right? And we probably need to use this configuration later on. All right, let me try it. So this one, it should import some strategy, it's called. I don't know what is this, but it's a strategy from GWT as, let me just do it like this, as GWT, and maybe that will be better. And then we will get extract GWT, and this is kind of like a config way to kind of do stuff. I'm actually not sure about this, but I'll just follow what is in the documentation, right? And Prisma, not promises. Where is my Prisma? Why it's not here? Oh my gosh. Prisma from @source/db. Oh my gosh, why it's not working? @/db. No, something is not working right. Let me check. It's @source/db/init, right? All right, I will just delete this function here just to not use it for now, and let's do this. Right, that's cool for now. And what else? Should I import the .env config and stuff like that? I'm not sure, but oh man, .env maybe from, no, the .env doesn't get imported like this. In my case, it's just .env/config. Yeah, that's how it is imported. Hopefully, right? Or if I don't have that, let me just go and check how do I import them. .env/config, that's it, and then process.env will work for me, right? Nice. Now that we did that, we need the GWT stuff, right? I split on my screen. Yeah. All right, let me just do that. How did you make your screen like that? Can you explain to me where is your question headed? Maybe I can explain it to you better. How did I make it like this, like horizontal? It's just that I'm using OBS for that, and I did like two things. You can search async stack as my name or my ID on Twitch, and you will see the full screen, and so on. Ryan asked, what is Prisma? I haven't come across it before. Prisma is what let us actually do this schema. Prisma is helping us doing this schema, and this schema basically is our models for our users. And if you see our user login file, we have like controllers and stuff like that, and login routes and stuff like that. But if you go to controllers, you will find me actually getting a user like this, existing users with await prisma.user.find unique user, and that's how you can work with Prisma to provide you certain stuff. Is that correct for you? Is that fine as an answer? Nice. All right, any more questions though? What IDE is that? That's NeoVim, by the way. By the way, guys, we are close, super close from 7,800 people to watch the stream, so you can do that, and I'll be happy. Yeah, cool. And yeah, for everyone who's asking, I have a lot of like questions on my DMs, like when do you stream, what do you do, what, all of that. I actually stream every day, and kind of, yeah, I'm doing this for the fun. I'm kind of like streaming JavaScript, TypeScript, wherever, and usually React, but now we are doing some backend with Express. Yeah, and this is it. Yeah, if you have any questions, you might go to actually my profile and join via the link for Discord. Yeah, there is a Discord link there, and that would be amazing. Yeah, if you want to. Otherwise, I will be able to stream every day, and you can join me, and I'll like and share the stream if you want to also. Yeah, I'm doing right now some backend, and the best way to get better at programming, this is another question, is just by doing this, what I'm doing right now, building apps out of nowhere, asking the chat, hey, how can I do this, how can I do that, and I kind of reply. Yeah, so for me right now, the passport.ts part here is like accepts some options. I'm not sure what are they, but this is what I'm reading from them. It says GWT from request, right, and from or form, I'm not sure. All right, I will copy them honestly, and in this case I'll just throw them here. Okay, I'll just do it here maybe. Yeah, and delete this part. Why this is not working? Yeah, now it's working. I'm not sure what I called it. Is it GWT secret or GWT token? I'm not sure. GWT token I called it. I might check my env. It's GWT token, so this is it. Go to definition. This is what I have. I will just give you a side word, and it's not a problem for me to share that because I will delete them later. So yeah, GWT token as a string. All right. Now what it says to do is just to go this and use the passport dot use this one here. For some reason, let me read it. It does a strategy option async GWT payload. try const user wait Prisma user find unique where. Okay, so it finds each time a user with that GWT token to make sure that this user is connected, otherwise it probably expires in 1 hour, because that's what we already put here. It will expire in 1 hour, expires in 1 hour, as you see, and this is called GWT sign. All right, the only thing that is left to do for us is just to go here and import that configuration. So I'll import that .config, or just source / config / passport, and that's it. I mean, now we will be able to use this route with these all here, right? Will be funny that to see this work. Actually, it's working without any problem, I hope. So this will be, come on, done. All right. Cool. Nice. So that's it for today. Where to host? Host on your own VPS. Honestly, get your VPS from Hostinger, and do it yourself. Honestly, yeah. Hello, my alternative for next auth compatible with. Yeah. It can be actually a really good thing if you want to do like next auth with Prisma. 100% compatible should be. And for the CSS library to recommend here, I recommend Tailwind, honestly. Yeah. What is pre-calc? That's someone who, what's Prisma? Prisma is an ORM though. Object Relational Manager for your database that gets things for you automatically, and you just prepare a schema for it. All right, cool. Now that I did that, I will just do one stupid thing. Yep, I will try one of the functions here to run, right? So in my case, I probably need to create a user. How can I create a user and just see how it works, right? All right, you know what? That's what we will do on the front end. Right now we did a lot already, super much. So this one, adding GWT auth and creating its controllers. Tomorrow we can do the rest, right? Now, how to escape learn 9 to 5? This guy. What do you mean by that? TechSpark is actually a front end of our full stack developer. This is what I'm seeing from your profile, and she's saying that she's looking for a development for Laravel job. Honestly, Laravel is really famous in France for some reason. They use it a lot, and I honestly think that if you want to look for a job with Laravel and stuff, look for these French-speaking companies, because they love PHP, and especially also the banking area. Please help. Alright, but is Prisma a framework? No, it's just an ORM. Any tips for someone who wants to become a dev this year? Okay, so you make website but don't use. What do you mean by that? You make website via development or via WordPress or wherever? I don't know. And I'm not a Java developer, I'm a JavaScript developer, by the way. Yeah, you're most welcome there, TechSpark. I hope that helped. And yeah, for me, I always have to show this. Let me share my screen. So there is this website called roadmap.sh. I will copy it right now to the chat. And this website, I'll now pin it as well, right? Because why not? And honestly, it's a website where you can read anything about how to become something. Like, for example, AI engineer, they added it here. So now you can go DevOps. I am destroyed, so sleepy. So if you want actually to learn about DevOps, you will find like literally everything here, right? Do you teach what kind of JavaScript framework? I teach React usually, but today we are doing Express. So we created some GWT stuff, and we create an authentication and stuff like that from zero, so we can move on with it in the future and stuff like that. So cloud providers, configuration management, all of these you need to learn as a DevOps developer, right? And the name of the website is just pinned in my chat on top, so you can find it. I will pin it one more time. I will unpin it and pin it again. And you need REST APIs for sure to understand how to post, get, and attach, and do everything. Yeah. Cool. I'm really happy where we are right now. Amazing that we are doing this right way. By the way, I'm thinking about doing like a chat group, also on Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever. So you can reach out to me right now and I will share with you details, and let's make like a small group where we talk about like dev and stuff like that. It will be also awesome. We have Discord, but I thought that people don't use Discord that much, so just write me, DM me or whatever, and let's talk more about this maybe in more details. Yeah. Do you recommend any website using React.js and Node.js Express, maybe full MERN stack framework? Yeah, go to Scrimba or Frontend Masters. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for joining there. Yeah, we are talking about random stuff in Discord as well. But also, we will be gaming usually on the weekends. So if you want to join there also, let's game together and do some fun stuff, you know. Would be nice. Honestly, I will enjoy it 100%. Abdul Ghafoor basically is in the chat saying day 5 asking to build aimbot for Call of Duty, brother. Okay, at some point I will accept your request, but keep doing it until I am free 100% to do this, right? What is the best programming languages to learn as a beginner? Python will be really good, right? Yeah, at this point, yes, at this point you are saying this all the time, so I think that I will only accept your offer once and build you an aimbot, right? Nice. All right, guys, do you have any more things to say? For me, I just let you know to follow on that. Just follow, and let's reach out to 10,000 as soon as possible. We are at 7,800 today, so we were already less than 500 when I started, but we are already booming, right? Tomorrow we aim for 8,000 and we move forward to 10k, right? And let's see what we can do then. Nice. Java, no, don't do Java if you are a beginner. Start with it only if you want to build backend application in the future. Toes asked, can someone do a project for him? Well, depends. Okay, now serious talk. He's an Azure engineer, but what do you do with Azure, by the way? Maybe you can explain yourself. What's the best plugin when it comes to developing a mobile app? Plugin? Do you mean like I should suggest you a plugin to build, or? I don't teach React Native. I actually not using React Native at all lately, kind of, yeah. So that's a bummer. All right, so everything as it works now. I need to test like to create a user, but this is a bummer. I need to create a form for that. But let's create the form tomorrow. Let's continue there, okay? What IDE is that? That's NeoVim, by the way. What IDE do you use? That's NeoVim again. And I have where is it? Here is my NeoVim setup. You can go here, my NeoVim setup, and this is what I do with NeoVim. You can find everything here, right? I will send it in the chat, or you can DM me and I will send it to you. I have no problem doing that. Yeah. Right. Cool. Nice. So GOC is currently a student as well. Please, do you know any French-speaking country sites? Let me dive in. Yeah, I think Indeed.fr. It's like a website for French developer basically, but this is something that we can discuss later on Discord or wherever, right? Why are you using this IDE? Why not IntelliJ? Well, does your IDE let you do this? I mean, I can change it, I can do this, I can do fs, I can do filter, I can do fs to ff to search for a file, I can do space fs to search for some word like gwt, and I will find them, I will move through them, I can open git like this, I can see my routes, my tags, I can see all the history of all the stuff that I built. I can also do stuff very fast, like go on top, delete something, select something, go and yank. Also like see my registry and everything that I yanked before. So if I yank something now, like that const option thingy, I can get it and do this and paste it, right? So this is why we love this, because it's kind of better. And NeoVim, if you are good with it, you can really become very good, right? Kubra miss. Hope that answers your question. Nice. It feels like a terminal, and it is a terminal, by the way. It is a terminal because I am now on PowerShell, by the way. So I can do npm run dev. I am there, but the only thing that is different, Kubra, if that's your name, this one here makes me, like next to me there is like a dev session and a main session. So I am changing in between them while I am on the terminal. And by the way, I am moving with the K up, J down, H on the right, not H, L on the right and H on the left. And this is how I move. For example, if I want to move 5 down, I will do 5J, right? If I want to select 5 down, I will do V 5J, right? Something like that. If I want to delete 2 lines, I will do D to D, right? So it's kind of convenient, right? And it helps a lot. Yeah. How long have you been coding? For around 9 years now. But coding and like I interrupt myself sometimes, coding and architecturally learning and some stuff like that. Yeah, that will be hard, that's true, but luckily I have the right keyboard for it. This is the right keyboard for this. It's kind of crazy keyboard. Everybody who sees this be like, what the hell? What are you doing? So basically, this is how my hand is set up on this. Kind of like, these are my keys to move, basically, right? And here I have the space, control, and alt, right? So my hands always like this, go up, down, and right, left, right. Kind of cool. I've been coding for 4 years, but I do enjoy learning different languages. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, oh wow. So what is your name, by the way, so I know your name? I don't call you by your ID. She works as a software engineer as well. But what do you do? Are you on web development, on full stack, on whatever? Yeah, that would be nice. And please, for everybody who is here for the first time, please follow. I mean, if you follow, that pushes me forward. And yeah, we are trying to reach out as many possible. Our goal is 8,000 now, but we will do better. Maybe we can get to more viewers and get to more users, because we are actually live streaming every day. Oh, so Kuba is a full stack developer. That's really nice. Awesome. His name is Marcelo, and his nickname is 2 integration points. Yeah, sometimes I don't read certain questions because I don't know how can I talk about who wrote them, right? That's it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Very handsome programmer. I mean, I wouldn't say myself like that. But aren't you the guy who dissed me all the time? Now you're saying that I'm a great programmer? Probably I'm a great programmer because I listen to you guys, and that's when you become good. Because honestly, I think for programming, it's always like a learning curve. And you only become good at it once you just follow people's path and also create your own legacy, right? So for me, I look at it like this. Basically, for me, I've been always like a React developer. And with React, it went like this. It went up a bit. I liked it. This is where you create a to-do app, and then I hated it because it started to be like a prop hell problem, right? And in this prop hell problem, you don't know sometimes what you're writing. Each time you have a new thing to do, you will create like a new user effect, and that's the user effect learning hooks, right? Once you learn hooks, it just goes like this, right? And when you are here, you probably started to make money out of it. So this is like pro like developer kind of thing. But when you ask me where are you, and let's say this is a front end, or let's maybe do like front end with blue, and let's talk now about backend kind of. I will answer your question. Have you tried Rust or Zig? I tried Zig but not Rust. Zig for building some terminals. I once wanted to contribute to Ghosty terminal and it was a disaster. They didn't accept my PR though. All right, so for backend, I went like this, and then I went like so with Express, and I didn't do any auth stuff or whatever. I always use the stuff on the front end basically. And I want to actually go better in this because this is a really good thing. So maybe Express, I'm learning it today. We did like the GWT part, we did the Passport.js part, the config as well, the controllers for that, the Prisma part also. That's amazing. I mean, that's totally amazing. I really like that. And also we did like a disconnection function, which was really cool. And I'm aiming to kind of like encapsulate this and make this my backpack. So whenever I go for a new job now, I would say, hey, this is my backpack, kind of. I know stuff from the backend, but I don't use it though. So whatever in red is okay to know, but I would wish also if I go up with it, because that will be really amazing, right? Nice. Enjoy programming in Python, but JavaScript is awesome. Yeah, I program in Python, but not much, honestly. But Khairuddin, thanks for actually sharing that comment. It's really amazing that people with Python are really better now, because I saw like how people code with Python. They have like a lot of career paths. There is like the data path. There is like you can even do web path, right? You can do what else? Like science path, like data science path. So this is, let's say, data engineering, and this is data science kind of, and they are both two different things, by the way. Yeah. Why that API key placement? What are you talking? I really find it very funny that sometimes I'm scratching something and someone is looking at the code. Let me see. What are you talking about? What are you building? We were actually building some some backend stuff, GWT stuff for auth, and we didn't want to use the auth token or auth0 or whatever. Why Express and not Next.js? We just want to build React and Express apps and not really Next.js at the moment. Yeah, this is kind of like a SaaS that we are building, though if you think about it, it will be. But at this point, I don't want to go Next.js. I don't know, I want to learn Express more. How to learn JavaScript effectively? I'm first year student. As I was saying, we were talking about that. Learn, like, pick your lane. Here we are talking about front, and we talked also about backend. And I said to them that I learned front really nice when I built my first to-do app, and then I fell into the props hell problem. And then here where I understood the hooks, basically use callback, use memo, these functions that are cool, right? And use effect for sure. You understand how it works completely, right? And then you will actually go really nice when it comes to building applications and stuff. But then you also see here that my path was a bit weird when it comes to the backend, because I didn't know Express that much. I could build like a small backend, but not really good. And today I'm forcing myself to build this GWT stuff and Passport.js stuff, just because I think it's really important. With Prisma, it makes it easier, and also Express. The only thing that I'm not sure about is my disconnect function that I created. I disconnect each time I send something, which is kind of weird, but yeah. Also there is here machine learning, by the way, for Python. So that's really too much things that you can pick from. Here I think backend Django maybe, or no. Is there any web framework that works on the front end for Python? Is there like XCML plus Python something? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me about that. Craig wants to make GTA scripts. I would love to help, but I cannot. Flask. Is Flask actually, is it written like Flask? Okay. Let me check it. Yeah, so okay, so it creates like a to the point. This is what I like. Look at this. About Python is a savior, man. Man, look at this. You just push a route, and that route have like a definition of a function that returns this. Easy. You know how we did this in our app? It's kind of a lot complicated. Yeah. We return JSON now, but we can use EGS. Anybody know EGS? What is EGS? EGS is one of the embedded JavaScript parts to use with Express, and it returns EGS.render, and you render wherever you want. HTML basically. You render like this, or HTML directly, or wherever. Its docs are very simple. Yeah, render like this. I used it before, learning from some guy called Gold Steel on Udemy. You know, Emir said, Emir problem is is SSR, SSE, we like server side rendering and this kind of stuff. I'm not missing out. You know, I can fix this in a nutshell. Basically, if I'm working about caring about the SEO part, I'll just create a local storage kind of like variable, and I call it signed in before or something like that, right? And I will set this to false, and therefore I will redirect him to not to the index.html. I'll redirect him. Basically, my route will be not index.html, it will be like some index2, right? And this index2 will contain everything about anything that I need. And my SAS is just a one page, so it's an SPA. He can go here and see the index2 each time, and that one will be the one seen by Google, because Google won't click on sign in anyhow, right? And therefore I solved it. I solved this a million times. I don't really need SSR at this point. What drawing tool is that? This is Excalidraw. I'm really surprised by how much cool I am, but I'm using the G Pro mouse. I'm also a good player on Counter-Strike, and that's why I have the G Pro stuff. Sabrina said hi. Hi there. Hi everyone who are new to this channel. Please follow. That pushes me forward. We are now really doing best with 7,822. We already did around 700 followers today. That's really amazing. Do you have any experience with using AWS Simplify Gen 2 on backend? Actually no, but I am going that way. I'm going AWS, and we will learn everything. We will learn literally everything. I'm streaming every day. 2025 will be the year that I will become a 10x engineer. I don't care. If you had to build a startup, what tech stack you will use? I will use gRPC, Prisma, or Drizzle. Here I have like two options. I will go with Drizzle, okay? I will do Next.js, Tailwind, and for DB, I will go MongoDB actually. Yeah, I think this is it. MongoDB, wait a second, MongoDB does do Postgres, right? Yeah, I will do MongoDB or Postgres, something like this. What are your thoughts on V0 Versal? V0, isn't that an AI from Versal that built some stuff? I'm not sure actually, right? But I never used it, honestly. I never used it. Yeah. But this will be my stack. This will be the stack that I'm gonna go through. Next.js, we know that it has that app router thing. I will add TanStack maybe query, right? And if you go plugins, I will use ESLint for sure, prettier. I will do also TanStack plugins, or all of them, TanStack queries and stuff like that. TanStack, what is it called? ESLint builder or something like that. And I'll also do React hook forms. What else? I will do Zod for inference and adaptation for controlling forms, basically. And I will do Formic as well. And that's it. I mean, this should be good. Sabrina said that she's diving in AWS and it's very exciting. I wish you all the best. I hope that you're doing great. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, Khairuddin said that he will recommend Keystone GS, which is really cool also for CMS and also heavy based SEO stuff. So if I'm building a shop, I will go with Keystone. Yeah, nice. If you have built a startup, what tech stack you will use? This is the one. How do you handle authentication and authentication express? Oof. You came on the wrong date. I mean, we are now doing it like this with the GWT and passport.js, and I'm really surprised by how good it went, right? And we have in the router these. So now I have check sanity, register and login and profile. And I also set up this controller part. I will go this down to show you. Go top. So this is where you are. Actually, where am I doing the user login and stuff? I deleted some other functions that I was using, but luckily, by the way, this is not the only app. Now I will open the front. The front is an our source. It's actually a React app, but the server is inside the React app. Very bad. But yeah, these are assets, components, Firebase. This is what we're gonna delete. So this is all gonna be deleted. Actually, let me just do a to do here, and my to do will be delete this ASAP. Yeah, because I have also an auth provider for this. Where is it? I don't know. It's maybe inside the helpers. No. Lib. No. Routes. No. Schemas. No. Type. No. It's inside hooks. No. Reusable. Google sign in. Now here you go. Auth context. I put it on the wrong point. Yeah. So all this also. Let's just go on top and go like this. Delete this ASAP, and that's it. I mean, these to-dos, why I'm putting them like that, because basically I can filter by to-dos and I have always my to-dos. Yeah, basically this is a really good thing to kind of do. I will save that one, and I will also save this one, and I will do updating. This is also lazy git. I'm just pushing everything, so I don't have to do it again. Cool. Thank you guys for watching. Honestly, I really enjoy being here, and I really enjoy building stuff with you guys. The thing is that the chat actually pushes me forward to do this kind of stuff, and that's honestly the best thing ever. So if you have actually more ideas in mind, or do you want to collaborate or come here into the chat, or maybe build something together, please feel free to do this, because honestly that's what I'm doing. I'm just listening to you, filtering like this to-do list part, and adding on the readme file. This is what we did and what we're gonna do. So that's awesome. Yeah, and if you have any friend who wants to code and share his thoughts, we do some segments. Usually tomorrow I will take some of your GitHub profiles and show them to the chat and maybe get some ideas. So if you have like any portfolio you want shared with me, I will actually share it on live, and that will be amazing to kind of like share it with everybody, and everybody gives their thoughts. Do you work for a company or independent? I'm kind of freelancer, but slash company internal as well. It's a big thingy. I work with Adobe, but my relationship with them is just like freelance to freelance, B2B kind of. I work with another company internally. It's called SFC Energy, one of the best companies that I ever worked with. They're amazing, but most of them, they are very low on resources. So I'm trying also to do stuff on my own, and yeah, that's it. Commit of the day. Yeah, the last commit of the day though. All right, guys, I will have to hop off right now. Thank you all for watching. See you tomorrow. Please don't forget to follow. And yeah, also DM me if you want my config here, my anything. I will be happy to answer your questions and answer them accordingly as soon as possible. So yeah, what is the last word for you guys? Maybe you write the comments that you want me to read, and then I go. All right, I will read a couple of comments and then go. All right. Great work. Thanks, Khairuddin. Thanks a lot. His name is Khairuddin Biohazard 2. What a nickname. Nice. Oh, Sabrina said that the folder structure is so organized. It's very funny. When I start live streaming, probably we have like around 100 viewers or something like that. They all trash my directories and files and stuff like that. And then they get nicer. So the people that stays watching are always the nice people. Okay? The people who doesn't care, they just trash me and go out. For how long have you been coding? I've been coding for 10 years now, since 2016. No, before that in school for sure, but I don't count that. Professionally since 2016. You love Resident Evil games. I played a lot of them. It was called Biohazard. Actually, oops. Biohazard 4, which is Resident Evil 4. Leon and Ashley and these characters. I remember actually this character that comes to you when you want to buy stuff from him, and he will like, what are you buying? And he say it like literally what I say it right now. And I had like a context with my friend, what should we buy? And we always like be together and we are talking about buying guns and bombs and stuff, and our parents would be listening to us and be like, what are you playing? And then if you buy something interesting, he will laugh, like a very weird laugh, like thank you stranger, something like that. It was really one of the most amazing days. I played this on PlayStation 2 around 2006, after 6 years. It got out 2004, I think. Yeah, Biohazard. I also played basic Resident Evil 5, and there was like Chris, and I forgot the name of the girl, and it was really amazing. I bought like a new PC, 2 GB of RAM. It was really new at that time, 2009, when I played it. I played also Assassin's Creed on it and a lot of other games. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. IDE is NeoVim. Alright guys, yeah, if you want my IDE, please DM me, I will share it with you. Sergiko. Alright, then thank you all for watching. I really enjoyed it. See you tomorrow at the same time. We already did 3 hours of live stream now. That's epic. See you tomorrow at the same time, and yeah, hopefully we finish this problems that we're having with the Express. But what matters is that the app is working, so all good. See you then, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.